Welcome to the Planescape, where good and evil clash, where law and order maintain their delicate balance, the battleground for gods and monsters. Many heroes have written their legends in the stars of the astral sea, but these are not their stories. The Aspera and her crew, Kyana, Finbar, Virla, and Dani, may not be the stuff of legends yet, but they're definitely rolling with difficulty.
Hello, and welcome to our little planes-hopping D&D campaign, folks. My name is Austin, your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, and as always, I am joined by my masochistic monks remaining manacled for Ceramorphosis. Say hello, everyone.
What? That last one started with an S and not an M. That's not alliteration.
But it has morphosis in
There's
it,
an
so
M
I guess
in
it
it.
works.
Yeah,
See?
You want a Power Rangers podcast? All right, completely forget why we're here.
Hey, you were complaining when I did the same thing.
Yes, but you're not the producer, so.
Oh, yeah. I hadn't thought of that.
We're in my house now.
Last season, it was bullying the audience if they're not watching the episodes in order. Now it's this nonsense.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We
now
should
it's
probably bully them
alliteration,
about
yeah.
that.
Buckle up.
Yeah, remember,
Even
listen
odds,
to the
which
episodes
one's
in
more
order,
annoying.
otherwise they'll make less sense.
Oh boy.
Welcome back, listeners. So excited to have you again for our second episode of Season 2. Before we get started, we have an ad read, actually, for the second time in a row. So I will throw it over to Sophia to tell us about our sponsor.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, it's sponsor time.
us
Oh, I just got a text message. Okay.
Sponsored.
Today's adventure is brought to you by World Anvil. World Anvil is a browser-based world-building tool designed to help you, the creator, write and world build, all while keeping your work organized and in one place. World maps, calendars, customizable wikis, visual timelines, and more let you decide how best to build your world. And when you're ready to write, look no further than the built-in word processor, or world processor. You could argue that World Anvil is sort of a world processor of sorts.
Don't forget that it has a Scrivener-like layout.
Oh, yes. You can write your prose directly in World Anvil to keep every step of the process in one place. We all know TTRPGs are a collaborative game, and with real-time collaboration, you can work with your players and other creators on the same project. So if, for example, you have a lot of elements of a spell jammer you want to trick out, and you're like, hey, DM, what if I just added a little note here that says it's got a turbo boost button? You can do that in real time. We don't currently have a turbo boost, but damn it, someday we will. On top of all that.
This is her cold pitch for that.
Yes.
We're going to need to find some way to abbreviate it to NUS so that we can... we're going to have to. Just don't know how yet.
Mm-hmm. On top
Possible.
of all that cool stuff, World Anvil recently rolled out a new feature called Whiteboards. This visual canvas allows creators to freely draw out their ideas, adding diagrams, flowcharts, mood boards, and more. If you're a more visual creator, this feature is perfect for you. You can chart out character art, storyboard key scenes, doodle your new weird little dude character to make your DM do a funny new voice, or whatever you need to help make the story you see in your mind come to life. Interested? Of course you are. And for our listeners, World Anvil is offering a special discount. Just use code PLUG at checkout for 40% off a yearly membership. That's code PLUG, P-L-U-G, at checkout for 40% off a yearly membership. Our very own weird little dude is now his very own discount code. It's very exciting. But that's World Anvil for you.
Proud of him.
Yeah.
Thanks for sponsoring. Check it out. It's got some cool stuff.
Yeah.
I will bundle that up.
Well,
Chuck it back over to Austin if you can catch that, and then unfold it, and the rest of the episode can continue as written.
We're really painting a picture with words here today.
Yeah.
That was really good.
World
You said that was all off the
Anvil.
top of the dome. You didn't write a script for any of that?
No, not even a little bit.
You can really tell.
I didn't use World Anvil's built-in word processor to write out a script for this.
You should
Yeah,
next time. That would be a really good bit.
That's true.
Yeah.
I hear it has a
Check it out.
Scrivener-like layout.
It does. I used to do amateur
Did you mention
college
that it was
radio.
browser-based?
I did. It is a browser-based world-building software.
Software.
I
Let's
actually,
just do the ad again, but
Design how creators
conversationally.
write and world build? No way.
all right. So next
what do
week
you
we're gonna
get,
throw
Sophia?
to
Like crafted into my DNA at this point. What? Oh yeah.
Yes, but that's our sponsor for this week. We really appreciate them giving us a little shout, and it is a very cool product. So if you're interested, use that discount code and check it out. But
Yeah.
Austin,
Thank you.
why are we presumably here having an adventure this week?
Oh, yes. Well, if no one else has anything to say, guess we should get right into it.
Oh, don't tempt me.
When last we left our heroes, picking up 8 months after the adventure in the Prime Material Plane rescuing Kyana from the Illithid Dreadnought, we picked up as you guys finished a job for the Grand Connoisseur, a client in the past, had some fun in the Frostfell, aka the Elemental Plane of Ice, returned to Sigil, sort of a routine forming there, spoke with Elise about some upcoming events, then took out a contract that specifically requested Finbar's assistance with the Searing Tongue, the Chef's Guild of Sigil that Finbar was a graduate from. You traveled to the peaceful kingdoms of Arcadia, battled both Knoll and Red Tape alike, and came out on the other side with more questions and fines than answers.
Yeah.
We now pick up
like body horror fungus or something. It was weird. Anyway.
Yes.
We pick up roughly a week later, you guys having returned to Sigil, in anticipation for what you were invited for. Elise explaining that there was a party hosted by here, the Grand Connoisseur, coming up, that she required aid in the kitchen from Finbar, and then begrudgingly allowed that, yes, these other people could come along. So, as we pick up back, you guys having returned to the great city of Doors, is there anything anyone would like to accomplish in that 1 week of downtime?
We gotta buy party outfits, I believe.
The long rest was appreciated.
Gotta adhere to the
Assume you would
dress
like
code.
to wear something nice.
Nice.
Yeah. We
You
should
would
probably
assume
figure
that,
out how
yes.
clothes works. Yes. I guess the question is, what role are we playing in this party? Are we like,
Yeah,
are we
that's very
Finbar's
true.
like bodyguards? Are we like security just in general? Are we waiters? I
We're
don't know.
colorful guests. Are we talent? Are we
Yeah,
talent
are
at
we
this
just,
party?
Are we just guests?
Yeah.
Guests, I would assume.
Okay.
We don't particularly need security.
Did we get invitations? Does
In my
it say,
experience,
like, on the
everybody needs
RSVP, like, what, do we have to check a box for, like, chicken versus
I would've-
fish? You know?
You did not get any RSVP letters. Elise basically explained that you should come by the day of.
Yeah, just swing through the back. I'll open the door. I'll let you guys
Okay.
Oh, so we're
Just
party
don't-
crashers.
in. Don't cause any problems.
No, of course not.
Hey! I am the pinnacle of politeness, I will have you know. Why'd everyone get so
Parties
quiet?
normally not involve trouble? Well, I've never done this party thing before, so I don't really know what the rules are. Like,
Composition is important.
is it like no going for the face, or like is it more complicated than that?
I don't think it's like a battle. It's more of
It's kind of the opposite of that. It's
it's like a social battle, you know?
Oh no.
I don't know. I've only ever been to like block parties. This is actually my first big fancy gala, so I'm just gonna do
That's
my.
more parties than I've been to, so.
how fancy is this party?
How are you
Do we
gonna?
know?
Are you gonna go like visit Elise? Like, how are you gonna find that out?
You can probably guess by like the menu.
Yeah, I would imagine like I'd be visiting Elise a couple of times. As the party gets closer, making sure the food gets there on time. Anything we need to prep, setting up the station, make sure we have room to work and we have adequate supplies going into this party. So yeah, I'd be hanging out with Elise probably a little more than the crew at this point.
So we're unsupervised, is what you're saying.
Thrift store.
Virla is in charge, okay?
Excellent.
Oh no.
Virla, you understand what like a party is and how to conquer it, right? You've got like
Yeah, do you have like a
definitions
data
and
sphere
stuff.
about that?
Recalling what previous memories I have, any mention of party is usually within the context of party composition,
Oh.
in which
yeah, that makes
the
sense.
goal is to make sure that each member of the group is well equipped to handle an aspect, unique abilities, so that the group as a whole may tackle any obstacle that might come from it, or that might face it. One can then intuit that we must each take an aspect of whatever the gala will entail and focus on that solely for the week, so that once we arrive for the week, we are well equipped for the gala.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that
I
tracks.
believe it is suitable.
Yeah.
I believe it is suitable to.
Maybe I shouldn't have lived here.
I'll begin my training immediately.
You hear Docent come in and say, I have checked your syllogism. The logic is flawless.
Thank you.
All right, Docent can't be wrong.
So what
Okay.
would you recommend? Like, I mean, obviously Finbar is going to be cooking. That's his specialty. But the rest of us are, I don't know. What do we do at parties? Does your data sphere have information on that as a fearless leader?
There is a lot of socializing,
Oh no.
and I have heard that there is dancing as well.
Oh no.
I believe that Kyana's natural prowess and dexterous activities would make her suitable for being our dance meister.
No, yeah, that tracks.
That sounds perfectly reasonable. Yeah, okay, yeah.
As that would then leave Dani and I to handle the socializing aspects.
Oh god.
Dani talks a lot,
Hey.
and I feel that is well suited for her.
Hey.
I can accompany her to make sure that she doesn't do anything too rash, but I can also provide my own useful tidbits of various facts and party trivia.
We're gonna crush this party.
Perhaps we can also regale the guests of various stories and tales that we have been on.
Ooh.
No way that this
Is that
could
like a high
possibly
society
go wrong.
This can only go well.
I feel like these high society people probably don't do all that much adventuring, right? So we probably have a lot of stories they haven't heard before.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely lean more on telling stories. I like that. That's
Yo,
great.
Finbar's
Fantastic.
back. Finbar, did Elise tell you what the dress code for this party was?
Is dancing okay? Is dancing like a bad thing?
Dancing is a fantastic idea. Y'all should definitely do
Perfect.
some dancing.
I
Okay.
believe for your skill sets, particularly Kyana, ones that involve many flips and or punches and or kicks.
Oh, like breakdancing.
Oh yeah. Is there dancing like that? That sounds like a party, which I guess is what we're
Breakdancing
here
seems like
for.
a suitable.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do a
Did
flip.
hear a
I-
book like a DJ or a band?
A DJ?
Do you want-
What aesthetic are we
Yes,
setting
Austin,
here?
we need a detailed party logistics that we can best plan how to
I need
beat
to
this
know-
encounter.
Details.
Yeah.
All right.
This is the
To
one
prep.
thing that the group
Finbar.
wants and desires to be prepped for.
Yes.
I walk in on these three with like a battle map and notes.
We have little
and
miniature
I have
versions of all of
details.
ourselves carved out
We
of
have
like
to
pieces
show the
of
floor
metal.
layout of the gala.
Yeah, yep.
Here, and here would be the most optimal places for conversation.
So wait, we got a new job. What's all this planning for?
For the party.
Finbar, where would they
We
put
are-
the dance floor? Is it like the whole thing, or is it like demarcated?
This isn't it's a party, guys. Like y'all
Uh-huh.
should be
We are
relaxing.
the party. Yes.
Yeah, we have
Oh,
to be
God.
prepared for whatever the party brings.
Okay. All right. Y'all ain't allowed to have any of the alcohol. None of that. Don't touch any of that.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea, considering what happened last time.
Why do you do this, man? You're gonna make me go talk to people who are like bougie and not have some booze to go with it?
Actually, I'm gonna second that. I remember how much you set things on fire, even under ideal circumstances.
See? I'm getting seconded already. This is terrible.
No! Okay.
Oh no. Okay. Well,
I'm gonna do it anyway, so you can try and
What's-
tell me no if you want.
let's pivot a little here. What is everybody wearing? I gotta make sure y'all don't stick out like sore thumbs.
Right, yes, I had questions about the dress code of this facility.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys spend this week doing some planning. Finbar, you go and get a rundown of first. It's a rundown of the menu. There's some prep. There's a lot of things that you already have, but you and Lisa's already made the menu. But there's an ingredient list, so a lot of
course
them
she has.
going getting ingredients.
I make slight alterations.
Make
Subtle.
this is silly to say, but a sleight of hand check using your charisma.
Oh, okay.
Who's being the rude party guest now,
ooh,
spiking
okay.
everyone's drinks? And
The episode
Change
of
the
charisma
recipe.
checks.
you know, someone could have an allergy.
start warming up your charisma checks.
consideration.
Cool. That's going to be only a 14.
How much would you like to modify? What are you coming in at? Like how much would you like to put your Finbar fingerprints on this?
She's using a lot of unnecessary ingredients, so I like simplify some of the sauces, some of the sides. I'm just like, no, we don't need 3,000 gold worth of meat. You can get the cheaper stuff from the lower ward. Like, why?
You come in to do that. She's like, Finn, you've been cooking on your own for too long, paying for your own ingredients. This is on Hira's tab. Use the good stuff. When else are you going to get to use actual mithril flakes on, like, it's unnecessary, and that's the beauty of the art.
I don't get that. I don't.
You don't get that, and that's why I'm head chef.
Oh, okay.
And you're shopping for ingredients.
It's just occurred to me that as good as Finbar cooking is, he's still like a ship cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A really, really good ship cook, but it is like, we use what we have, obviously.
Yeah.
Mithril flakes.
He's a bit of
part of a balanced breakfast.
God.
No, like gold flakes.
No.
Plus 3 AC to your digestion.
We're putting
like
frosted flakes in this rich people food. We all know it.
Not kidding. Yeah, honestly, Finbar's a bit like a wizard who's an adventurer and goes out and does stuff compared to a wizard who lives in a tower all the time and just researches spells.
Free range.
Like that's sort of the difference between Finbar. Yeah.
You
Anyway,
can't describe a wizard as free range.
Free range wizards, yes.
Fully organic.
it's just more
sourced.
humane.
Grass fed.
Ethically so.
I like my wizards grass fed.
Grass fed.
Yeah.
15 minutes to get to
GMO
such an
free.
None of those artificial spell books with
Yeah.
spells written in academia. No, they go out in the field and they find those formulas themselves.
Raised free of magical corruption.
Virla just starts backing up.
See, the thing about this recipe for Fireball is that it's cheaper, healthier, and you can do it yourself in just 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway.
It's an infomercial.
The dress code.
Finbar, I assume you inquire about the dress code because
Yes.
it seems important. Yeah. Elise explains to you, so, because black tie would not be a word that's, that's not a phrase that people use here because they're all from completely different worlds and cultures, right? You're inviting people from all over the planescape. So, she says, yeah, it's, sort of a, dress to the nines based on your, people dress based on their culture. Some of them are warriors, so they're going to show up in their warrior stuff. Other people are diplomats, they're going to show up like that. I don't need to dress up for it, so I haven't really thought about it that much, honestly.
We're going to be wearing our chef uniforms, so, we got that.
Exactly, yeah, guild colors. So, I don't know, I guess we'll see, though. It'll be kind of exciting to see what people wear, right?
Oh, boy.
That's one way to put it.
You spend way too much time out on the brink, out in the stars. You got to get back into society.
It's all a bit stuffy.
It's
though.
entertaining.
That's one way to put it. Interesting,
It will be
entertaining,
entertaining.
stuffy. But I'll let the rest of the crew know. I'll make sure they're on their best behavior. And this is, you want hellboar meat when we could just use regular boar meat from the material plane? Because that's not. Okay, all right, cool. I'll finish the rest of the shopping. We got 2-3 days left. Okay. All right, I'll see what we can do.
Wow.
So I report back. So later that day, I would head back to the ship. All right, they're still planning with their battle maps. I'm just like, okay. So, what is the best outfit y'all got? Because that's people are basically gonna bring their best, their fanciest.
I'm currently wearing it. And it's
I
Dani's
am also
really
literally
dirty
wearing it.
coveralls and turtleneck. The coat is thrown over a chair nearby, and you can see a part where Plug has eaten through the knee, and then she just patched over it with a piece of metal.
It's probably still my monk robes.
We can always hit a
I
thrift
will
store
give
or
myself
something.
a
It's
polish.
fine.
Thrift store. All right. Do I still have the how am I billing these various shops and kitchens?
It's all on here is tab.
Okay.
You just get receipts and then you can get reimbursed, or rather you're given an allowance of money and then you come back and you're like, I spent 2,000 gold. Here are the receipts to show that I spent that 2,000 gold and that I just pocket 500 of it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to assume the shopping we're about to do is for said party. So I don't think he'll mind him footing the tap as long as y'all don't go crazy.
Yeah, I just figured I'd
this
get
is a money thing
whatever
again.
dress I could grab, and then I don't know, I'll do modifications to it because that's what you do, right?
Not
you call them
modifications?
Yeah, no. That seems like the right word. I think that's correct.
As long as you ain't throwing cannons in your dress, like that.
I don't need
that's
to put
fine.
the cannons in my dress. I summon them from Hammer Space, so it's all.
Yeah.
They're just traveling with me,
Okay.
no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But you could make it so it matches the dress.
That's true. I can put a little skirt on the cannons,
Yeah, what if we get like a
like
little
right
skirt
around
for
where
the cannon?
the chicken feet go. Well, I
Yeah,
just
exactly,
manifest
yeah.
them. So when I manifest,
would we
if I have to bring them up at the party, I'll just make sure they come with the skirt included. You know.
But
Put a
like,
little top
would it
hat.
wear it around the legs or like around the back of the cannon?
I think like around like
a
the
tutu.
tube part of the cannon, so that it's covering so the legs are sticking out from underneath it like a tutu.
Okay.
Yeah.
If
Audience,
a cannon
that
wore
makes sense.
You need to
pants,
draw.
would it wear them like this?
If your outfit has coattails, you can have the cannons hold each of the coattails as you move along.
I have a very important question. Can Plug come?
Our pets. That's a damn good question. I'll
this
have
is
to
like-
get back to you on that.
If it's like a fancy party for adventurers and stuff, some of them probably have animal companions, right? Like that nice drow lady with the giant spider.
Not necessarily
One of
adventurers per
Cressida's at the
se.
gala.
She's at the gala.
Austin checks notes.
If a spider wears pants, would it wear it like these?
Spider pants.
Spider
Does whatever a spider
Yeah, but
can.
for the sake of like how Dani was gonna go about getting an outfit, I figured that she wouldn't really care that much about the appearance. So I was wondering if I could just roll a d20 and just see how successful I am at how fashionable the outfit is, its quality and appearance.
I was gonna say, let me know how much you want to spend, and then tell me what you want, basically, because there's a lot of places in Sigil you could go to, and you have time to do it. If you want to
I wanna leave it up to
gamify
fate.
how good a thing you can find for cheap, please roll a d20 for me. Add wisdom, because I feel like that's finding a bargain is wisdom, right?
Yeah, that seems.
That's a
If
whiz
it's
check if
perception
ever I've
thingy,
seen
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
finding
if you're haggling,
you're
it
not
could be
yeah,
good,
but
yeah.
you're not haggling. You're finding a bargain.
Yeah, okay.
That's a wisdom
I
check.
appreciate that y'all are haggling over it, but it really doesn't matter because I rolled a 3 and I have a -1 to wisdom. So what can Dani get for a 2?
You've been rolling bonkers every other time.
What like outdated
It's that
80s
she-
prom dress can I pick up for like 2 silver at the thrift and make work for this party?
So I'm curious. Okay, so what does Dani look for? Is she looking for like something that's like okay? So is she looking for something that's like elemental plane of fire, city of brass kind of leaning, kind of like wearing your colors, so to speak, or is she kind of looking for, because Sigil clothes tend to come in like all shapes and sizes, it's not really unified fashion. So are you looking for like a specific thing, or are you looking to kind of blend in with the like riot of different colors and fashions that exist?
Yeah, Dani heard the word fancy, and then she didn't hear any other words. So I'm just looking for something that feels like the definition of the word fancy.
So more ruffles equals good.
Exactly.
Ostentatious.
Awesome.
Whatever. If a shopkeep tells me that something looks fancy, Dani's gonna take that on face value with a roll of a
Oh, you're
3
gonna get
-1.
grifted.
Yeah, I'm gonna get so
I'm
grifted,
seeing, like-
and I can't wait. Austin, please tell
But
me
you're
what
normally
Dani.
so street smart.
This is not my streets. This is
That's true.
This is
Yeah,
high
yeah.
society, and Dani is
Michigan
street
Avenue.
smarts. Yeah,
Now-
exactly.
Now Austin, a man with very little fashion sense, must describe what a convincing but ultimately not chic fashion would be.
I'm imagining,
in a
like,
fictional city known for its multiculturalism.
What the equivalent of like
Hang on to your
buying
hats,
like
folks.
a very out of style 80s prom dress at a thrift store and then
yeah.
wearing it unmodified would look like the poofy
With, like, a really
sleeves
poofy-
and like the
like
bustle
something from
and it's like
Labyrinth.
hot
Yeah.
pink
Yeah.
or something.
I'm thinking
Sophia, just
poofy
any wedding
sleeves.
dress from Sailor Moon.
Any
for
wedding dress from Sailor Moon.
I'm thinking
Oh,
poofy sleeves that don't really stay up, like the big shoulders that keep falling down.
Amazing.
Also, it comes with a cape.
Oh, perfect.
Well, I think this
That-
already sounds great.
That is just has so many feathers on
Oh,
it.
amazing.
Oh, man.
So flammable.
You lose some as you walk, but
Wow.
Really putting the chicken in chicken foot cannon.
Plug is going to rip this thing apart
Flex
within
gonna
Yeah.
hours.
Yes.
Amazing.
Just start
And
kneading dough on the
Danny
dress.
purchasing this dress, I assume on impulse within 20 minutes of leaving the ship, will spend the rest of the week trying to modify it to make it fit her personal aesthetic.
What sort of modifications does Danny add to make it fit her personal
so it's-
aesthetic? Also,
no.
do you wear it out of the shop?
Oh, 100%. I assume you have to, right?
Awesome.
You know the aesthetic that Ed adds to when he transmutes in Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah.
That's all I'm getting
Yeah.
for this
Red
project.
gets
color is
blood
it?
pumping. Oh, it's
It's
red.
red? Great.
Red and blue?
But you're still blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. No.
She forgot.
I
It's
gotta
okay.
I gotta
Okay.
think on how Danny's gonna modify this dress, so if everyone else wants to pick out their formal wear, we can circle back around.
Yeah, good idea.
I gotta sketch it out for a minute. Hold on.
All right.
Oh no.
Finbar, you're wearing team colors, so to speak.
Yes.
Virla.
Yeah. So, first off, just a general polish and buff out. You know, just kind of get Virla's plates looking shiny again.
Fantastic.
Any deeper cuts, dents, or gouges that haven't been removed by simply polishing, he has a band-aid on his forehead that's just kind of been like covering up a patch of something that I assume that Danny had just sort of stuck it on there for the sake of holding it together.
It's flawless.
He'd like to replace that as well as any other dents and gouges with gold inlay, essentially, kintsugi style.
Kintsugi, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
He has pauldrons, which are pretty well like ornamentalized and filigreed. He'd like to switch those out for ones that are also filigreed, but as it approaches the neck, the metal sort of folds upwards to sort of mimic that of an upturned collar.
Fantastic.
He will
Doctor
restyle
Strange.
Agden's scarf to be more of a sash, so instead of just wrapped around his neck, it'll sort of drape across his body and then, sort of over like that. He has
Very
upholstering on his upper arms that he'll switch up for something with a more like fancier design, basically. He will get his arms reupholstered.
Crushed velvet.
And then last thing is that he'll take his clockwork staff and telescope it out just enough to become a walking cane.
Oh my
You
god.
do not have the clockwork staff. That is still
Oh, that's right.
in the what do you call it? Maxim's got it.
That's
Field
right.
Do you want this pipe?
He will get
It's like
a walking cane.
Fantastic.
Danny pulls out a random pipe.
Yeah.
You're able to pick up a very simple. What kind of cane would you like? What should what will it look like?
He's looking for something that's sort of matching his aesthetic. So something with possibly sort of gold ornamenting filigree. If there's any sort of dashes of blue or something like that, then he'll go for that as well. But it's mainly the gold that he's looking out for.
Fantastic. Yeah, easy enough to find a. You find a. It in fact works as a wizard staff, but is walking cane height. A
Rad.
beautiful white with the gold inlay across, and almost kind of like a blue sheen as you turn it in the light.
Oh my god.
Excellent.
nice.
And he will
So
pay
cool.
however much that needs for all of that.
Yes. For all that, let's see. Dressing to the nines. Call about 100 gold pieces all said and done.
All right, excellent, yeah. And then whatever he can do in his spare time, and I guess Austin, you can let me know if he'll have any spare time after sort of getting that laundry list done. But he wanted to know what the result of sort of reporting back to the Searing Tongue was. And I suppose we can figure that out as a group. Did we tell them about what we saw in the cave and how...
Yeah, the weird Jokerized hyena man thing.
Yeah.
As no one has declared that, so no one has done it as of yet.
Okay.
That is an interesting point. Kiana, why don't we go through, let's finish up outfits real quick, and then we
Right.
can circle back.
Fashion
Yeah,
show.
back to the plot.
Kiana?
But first, the shopping montage.
Yeah.
I think the thing
Guys, try to keep your eye on the ball, okay?
I think the
Your
thing
eye
that
on.
Finbar said
it's a
about
gala,
like
not a ball. Okay.
oh yeah, totally
gala.
different.
What's the difference?
Was
Oh no,
here's a-
guys. The thing that Finbar said about like representing like, you know, who you are and where you're from, I think hit a little weird with Kyana, and it's like, well, okay.
Dressed like a fancy elephant.
Well, okay, that's definitely off the table, but like prime material plane / whatever other soul I got jellying up my jam, which I still don't know anything about. So like, you good?
Is jellying up my jam
No,
a saying?
no, it is not. But now it is.
At least one other human being has used it because I got it from a video about Kingdom Hearts. Anyway,
Jam and preserves.
Use of your love, please define. Jellying up my jam.
so I guess it's like I'm obviously gonna want to look for monk stuff. You know, anything with sleeves is already off the table. You know, we can't
Sure,
really
of
change the
course.
silhouette too much. I guess I'm sort of like, I don't really know what I'm looking for, but I have had some success in the past, sort of like looking around and waiting for the little other me in the back of my head to be like, that one. So like, you know, let's see if we can get anything that all of me is on board with.
Yeah, you spend some time looking around. Just go ahead and roll me just a wisdom check. Let's just
Okay.
kind of get a gauge for how successful this is gonna be.
Alrighty, just like a regular wisdom check. Hit.
Yep.
Okay, 16 total.
Yeah, fantastic. You spend some time going about Sigil, I assume kind of by yourself. It kind of seems like people are splitting off to accomplish different things.
Yeah.
Which, first off, how does Kyana feel? I have to imagine this is one of the first times she's sort of like in this, like maybe on her own in a long time, especially in Sigil on her own.
Yeah.
How does that feeling?
Well, you know, we had like 8 months of downtime, so I've probably like I've had some time to digest that I'm no longer being hunted down by an illithid cult. By the way, if you missed season 1, go listen to it. It's really exciting.
If you missed it, scroll up.
Yeah.
It's on the page.
But I think just like taking in the city and just this like huge menagerie of people, you know, around me from all different parts of the planescape, some of which I haven't even seen or heard of yet. I think it's it feels oddly like, I guess, soothing to know that the universe is such a big, lively place and it's not all out to get me. And just sort of getting used to that feeling of just passive security is nice. So,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah, so you spend some time going around, go to different stores, you find, actually not too far over in the Guildhall ward, there's sort of, you're looking for something without sleeves. And you find a place that definitely seems to have, how to describe this, in our terms it would be like formal athletic wear. But in
Exquisite.
D&D universe, it's, the best way to describe it is like monk shit, right? Like it's
That is the technical
It's-
term, yes.
Yeah,
it's
monk shit.
it's you know, non-restricting, but it's formal and ornate. And as you're sort of poking through, in fact, it's in the shadow of this like huge. Actually, you've been here enough times, you know it's the Great Gymnasium. There we go. How could I possibly forget? It's called the Great Gymnasium, and it's like a training place for like a lot of people. There's a lot of, you know, a lot of cultural the Planescape and religion stuff like almost deify conflict and combat, right? There's a lot of respect for competition. So this is a place that a lot of those people come, and it's both a training grounds and also like a place to rest and recuperate. And so you're in this sort of district area that's in the shadow of this great gymnasium, and you're looking through, and yeah, you kind of feel the pull at your mind as you know when you feel like someone's watching you, and you go and you look, and you're like, oh, I had the sixth sense. But really what's happening is that the corner of you, like your brain is picking up a lot more than you are processing, and so it's seeing someone else looking at you. Almost like that, it feels like you saw something, but you don't remember actually seeing something as you're walking through, and you turn back and go through rack, and you find a beautiful, it's of that monastic look, but it bears a striking resemblance to the shawl that you got from the Feywild that reflects the starlight.
Yes.
And you think that there might be like some cohesion there if you want to accessorize.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a great idea.
Fantastic.
All right.
So yeah, 35 gold.
Oh, okay. I'll
Sure.
mark that off my pile of diamonds.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Kyana is.
Please do.
She's loaded.
People don't turn up their nose at diamonds or anything here. Like, tons of different stuff is used as currency. It just tends to be that people have to like run conversions when you're buying things, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes a soul coin is worth, sometimes a soul is worth more than something else. So, diamonds tend to be pretty static, but people are paying with all kinds of different stuff. Fantastic.
Neat.
Logistics taken care of. Finbar taking care of the menu and everything, is there anything else you want to accomplish in the
I'm going to assume Finbar's been so busy he doesn't get a chance to see any of these outfits until the night of.
That would be fantastic.
Yes. This is our red carpet
The
moment.
growing dread. Sophia, I can hear the pencil scritching, and
I'm
I'm
just
like,
working
oh,
on
God.
some... working on some...
Ooh.
I like that it sounds like Virla and I are gonna be like decked out to the nines, and then there's gonna be Dani.
Oh, don't worry. Danny will be decked out till the nines, but Danny's gonna be decked out till the nines Danny's way.
Of course.
It's
Viral
gonna
likes
look like a
looking
train
nice.
wreck.
And Plug with a little bow tie, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm gonna wear plug around
Yeah.
my neck, kind of like you would wear like a shawl.
No.
That's how he'll enter, like a rich, elegant woman with
like
the with robo.
taxidermy.
like a mink stole or whatever.
Yeah, but
Oh,
it's
God.
plug.
She's
Yeah.
making little accordion noises every time
Yeah,
you
yeah,
move.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay.
But I think, regardless of what we find out, if we do end up talking to the Searing Tongue about it, Virla would like to, if he has time, to do his own research on what the hell was in that cave, and if there's anything that he might have in his banks, or Dosen might have, or even going up, to the library in Sigil.
I did ask for the people to send a report back to the guild, right?
Yeah,
Like,
actually,
they
we
were
discussed
right.
this at the end of last
The per-
session. We
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah, the
to,
perfect-
yeah.
Yeah, the perfect order is very much about that. In fact, I can't remember her name, but the dwarf you spoke to was like, yeah, there's paperwork? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got that covered.
Yeah, we got that.
Paperwork covered. We got paperwork for
Yeah,
days.
totally, yeah. So, I mean, who knows how long the bureaucracy will take, but yeah, you definitely...
At some
have-
point, we will go back to the guild hall and double check to see if they have that report.
Yeah, go ahead, just roll me a d20, Finbar.
Oh boy.
Okay.
You got this,
Here we
buddy.
go.
Last time we needed lows.
Ooh.
We get fined
16?
for having a report sent to someone.
16. Fantastic. You go by the guild hall. Nell is still sitting at the desk. Oh, it's you again.
Oh god.
Hi, welcome back.
Hey, now how's it going?
Finbar. Yeah, hi.
You're looking good.
Oh, what can I help you with today?
I've just been busy running around preparing for this party, but I'm looking for a report. We just got back from what was that place again?
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah,
The
something
arcade.
just came in from Arcadia.
Yeah.
That's the place, the
Um,
arcade. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see she hops down off her desk, or like off her chair, goes down on the desk, and comes back, and she's got what looks like,
Binder.
it's about like a foot and a half high stack of
my
like
God.
parchments and stuff. She goes, yeah, this just came in. I've been working my way through them, signing everything. They got a lot of, they ask a lot of questions. They got a lot of red tape.
Don't they pay fines for killing that many trees?
Finbar kind of takes the. I'm assuming this thing is almost as big as Nell.
Yeah. It's pretty big.
I pick it up with one hand.
You know,
I'm like,
in Muppet Christmas Carol when Kermit's
Yes.
carrying all the stuff.
Yeah.
yes.
That's what it looks like.
He's got the squinched up face.
There's magic in here.
All right, well,
Yeah, you pick it up with one hand.
I appreciate it now. I have my people go through this. Looks
people
like
don't.
he
Yeah.
kind of leafs through it a little bit, like God, it looks like a headache.
Virla.
It's a bit of a headache. I was gonna bring it up
Rubs his
to Riggs, but she's been out for the last couple days, so whenever she gets back, she'll get this.
Suspicious.
Unless you want to take it off my hands, please take it. Please, please,
Oh god.
please.
Yeah, no. I'll bring it back as soon as possible. Riggs won't even know it's missing.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Okay.
And I sort of like tuck it into my backpack. I'll make my way back to the ship. Like, all right, I'm gonna assume this is the night of. And I walk in, and everybody's getting ready, and I'm like, okay, I got a present for. What? Oh, okay.
Finbar, was that thing in the Feywild a party? I just realized.
Yeah, no, that's a different kind
That
of
was a
Okay,
celebration.
all right.
I believe
I'm
the
just
technical
super
term
ready
is a
for
yub
this.
nub.
I kind of just like slam the report on the table. So this got back from the arcade.
The what?
The place with the spooky dead guy and the
This is all the Dani, are you seriously going to be wearing that?
Yeah, well, first of all,
gotta know
I've
what this
made
looks like.
alterations. So Dani, originally, we had this puffy sleeved monstrosity. The sleeves still left puffy falling off the shoulders, but this time it's a look. I assume prolonged exposure to Dani's natural habitat resulted in it getting so soot covered that it's now black. And like Kim Possible
Black,
in that
red,
one
umber.
episode, she just ripped a slit in the side so for mobility.
that's a classic maneuver.
Of
Yeah,
course.
and I'm gonna
That's-
have repurposed the feathers like around the bottom a little bit. I don't for a visual, kind of just create a new silhouette.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
That's
Dani's
kind of a
hair
look.
is just thrown up in a
Honestly-
messy bun, and like there's like bits of like magma kind of like flaring out periodically. Plug is draped around my shoulders like a wealthy woman's like mink stole. And Dani didn't buy shoes with a roll of a 3-1, I assume, so she's just wearing her work boots.
I guess we're committing to showing off whatever
a
drawings that we
real
have
prom dress with Converse.
Yes, exactly.
on the day of with Twitter.
I'm not like other girls.
It's got big early 2000s energy. Do you have like those like
It's-
arm socks with stripes?
It's giving.
I got like a choker. It's giving
Allison from the Breakfast Club. at
Allison
the
from
end
the
of movie when
Breakfast
she's all dolled
Club.
up in makeup.
What Sam from Danny Phantom in that one episode.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is the energy we're going for.
Now, if I'm correct, yeah. So you can make any set of tools you
yeah,
need.
yeah.
Can you be proficient with them, or you just? I guess you just no. You're proficient with a bunch of tools.
Yeah, I'm proficient.
Go ahead and roll
with
me.
Tinker's woodcarver.
Go ahead and roll me a tools check.
Yeah.
So you have like seamstress tools. So just add your intelligence.
Oh, nice. Natural 19 plus 3.
Of course.
It's kind of working.
Oh, I'm so happy.
High int, low is,
You really-
high int, low is.
It's kind of working. Just pull together some of the disparate elements. It shouldn't work, and yet the craft, the modifications aren't shoddy. They look purposeful, and they are purposeful. They look skilled, is what I should say.
It's all about,
What does
confidence.
Finbar's chef uniform look like? Is it?
Oh, yeah.
just
Yeah, what are
An
I
apron?
believe I forgot what the
Or-
colors are. I knew what they were. I can't remember now. What's the guild hall colors?
Technically, they are red, white, and black. Orange as an accent. He's got sort of like these long white striped pants. He's still wearing his boots. He's doesn't really change off of that.
No.
Nice.
They are long-sleeved, cuffed shirts, and he kind of has this shawl draped over one shoulder with the emblem of the Searing Tongue draped over it.
Nice.
Fancy.
And a small little chef's hat on top.
Of course. Teeny weeny.
It's very small on his head.
Adorable.
Yes.
Fantastic. Everyone is dressed up. It seems like people are ready for the party, so with only one more thing, Virla, why don't we go ahead and roll a retroactive what you might have learned from the week
Yes.
roll. So I feel like, what kind of roll would you like to make, and what kind of justification?
My guess is either history and investigation. Mechanics-wise, it's exactly the same modifier. So,
Yep.
But,
go ahead
yeah.
and make a history check for me. Investigation is more like I know investigation is you think of investigation as like doing research, but it's more of a like I see it as like a solving a crime scene type thing rather than like digging through books type thing. History
sense.
is the ability to know where to look and what you're trying to learn and try to and like piece things together there. So go ahead and
all
roll
right,
me history.
history it is then. Okay, that is a natural 16. Makes 23.
Nice.
20. Man, you guys hit some pretty good things. Yeah, and what is your method for going about this? Like, how does Virla history with a 23? What's Virla's approach?
Virla had committed the poem that he saw in the cave to memory, so he can sort of reference it just sort of by, the way that he does with his data spheres, just requesting the memory from Docent and playing that out. So he has the poem. He'll cross-reference then mentions of ladies lady's cradle, anything regarding like breed or offspring, with, I guess, the idea of fungi and death. Because it was fungi that, the words were made from fungi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
There you go. You begin your search, and at first, there's a lot of ladies in the Planescape. There's a lot of people who just go by. Like, the Lady of Pain is often just colloquially referred to as the Lady, which is, of course, she's a big deal here in Sigil. Just going by that is difficult. But you begin searching through. There's all manner of fungus-related baddies. I should say, I feel like over the course of a week, there's a lot to dig through here. You look through, and looking through, like, Knoll history to see if there's anything related there. Like, maybe there's like some legend, or maybe there's like some Knoll curse or something like that might be related to decomposition. You go through and you read about Yinagu and the who is the demon prince of savagery, and his history with the Knolls. Reading through some of that like dark lore. We're talking about like, pick a restricted section of the library, go pick up like a big dark tome. You do come across a mention of a lady in there, and following that thread, read past the Jubilex of the demon prince of slime, the god of oozes, essentially, through connecting down to a question about sharing his lair with his lair of the Layer, not lair, of the abyss, with another being referred to as Our Lady of Rot, known as the demon queen of fungus, Zugatmoy. And in fact, with that, as you read through, you're able to connect back. Indeed, the writing you saw growing in that cave is a lullaby that is associated with Zugatmoy.
Okay. He's not really sure what to do with his information. He'll probably,
That's what a 23 will get you, man.
Yeah. He will eventually, I suppose, go to Finbar with the intention of going to the Searing Tongue about this, because at the very least I think they should know how they lost one of their own. He's not really sure if this is like another mind flayer dealio, where he's going to have to kind of watch out for it. But just in case, he'll begin putting up his conspiracy board again.
It's been 8 long months.
Yep.
He just tacks a mushroom to the board. Like an actual mushroom.
A little shiitake.
Dosen, where did I put my red string?
Fantastic.
But yeah, that's what we'll do then.
So good.
Yeah, that's over the course of your week. You solve that, and yeah, fantastic. The party comes due. I don't know if you share this with if this is like important enough to share with. Are you gonna share with Finbar, who's busy, or like what's your?
Yeah, the intention is that he'll try and share it with the group. I guess from the way that we've been describing things, there hasn't really been a lot of opportunities where all 4 of us are together. So I guess he'll try and. His intention is he kind of wants to let Finbar know first, because this is a thing that affected his guild. So.
Got it.
But yeah.
So let's say that as this is complicated, you guys are all getting ready to head to the party. In fact, probably about to set out. If you want to get Finbar's ear, now's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Finbar, thank you for the report, by the way. This will be a joy to read through and pick out any potential legal loopholes with which I can get back at the land of Arcadia with.
No problem. You have fun with that.
I will. But I wish to inform you, I did some research and looked into the effects of... What was his name again? What was the Knoll's name again? Cror?
Cror. Yes.
Cror,
yeah. Of the effects that had afflicted Cror, as well as the interesting poem that we had found in the cave. And basically, I'll just sort of reiterate basically my research process. And then sort of end with, there is a layer in Abyss that is shared by one, I believe, Princess Slimes, but also more importantly, a Lady of Rot. The poem that we had found is a lullaby to her. And from what I have been able to discern, many of the characteristics and things that we have seen at the cave in the Rhythmic Gardens match up quite well with characteristics of her. I don't know what to do with this information, but it is at the very least, it is worth notifying the guild hall to let them know that this has something that had taken Cror.
Alright, sounds like demons, you saying?
Is it a demon?
It's okay.
Abyss. Is the...
The Abyss is home to the Tanari, colloquially referred to as demons.
Okay. Then, yes.
Alright, what you could do is, I think you can, like, write a page or two, you know, and slap that on top of the report. You know, like, I don't know how big of an issue this is, you know. Of course, I already talked to Cror's family about the whole ordeal, and they already know about his passing. Once we get the report out of the way, hopefully this is just a one-off thing, and we don't got to deal with them demons again.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, that seems very likely.
But if there is a chance that either gnolls, it doesn't seem to be something that targets gnolls specifically, from what I understand. It could have been a coincidence, then, that this had affected a member of the Searing Tongue. Looking out for your safety at the very least. I figured that this is something that you might want to know.
I appreciate it. Right now, I don't think it's anything we got to worry about just now. We got a party to go to. I think we all earned a little bit of relaxation and a little bit of fun.
I agree. There is a
did a good
stain
job.
on your shawl.
Oh, can you get that for me? I can't quite reach that. Can you?
I don't have any saliva to lick it off. to just sort of wipe it off.
Do you know prestidigitation or
Hold
no?
up, plug
I do
to
not
it.
have. I don't think I have prestidigitation.
Oh, that's good.
He'll absentmindedly just sort of reach into, like, I don't know, just like a wrist joint or whatever, and just sort of take out some oil or lubrication, and then proceed to go for it, and then stop himself just before realizing what he's about to do.
Y'all need a mending.
No, sorry, I got it. And
Yes.
sort of a pixie kind of hops out of the shawl, comes around, wipes it down, and then hops right back in.
Nice.
Yay! Tiny squeaky.
Very good.
Aw.
Doo-doo-doo. As you
The
head
pixies
out,
are all dressed up, by the way.
Oh,
They are in black and white tuxedos. all of them.
Yes!
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Tiny tailcoats.
you all head out into the evening. You guys are getting there early, a little bit early, because Finbar, you gotta cook, and you're also how they get in. So,
Yeah.
you know, you're gonna be probably the first to
Fashionably
arrive.
Who do you know here?
You fashionably early,
Yeah.
as hosts
Ooh.
love. You guys make your way through town, not too long until you reach the demi-plane of the Grand Connoisseur. Knock on the door, it opens. You see Everin dressed to the nines himself, the Air Genasi, wearing beautiful, like, sequined, very form-fitting, sort of almost like a fancy kind of jumpsuit situation.
Like Abba.
Nice.
Yeah, sure. Opens the door kind of excitedly and says, Mr. and Mrs. My day. Oh, excuse me, I thought we had early arrivals for guests for the party.
I'm sorry, is it not
yes,
clear
right
from
this
our
way.
appearance that we are guests of the party?
Oh,
I see. My apologies. I did not see your name on any list, and so I was unaware you would be attending.
We're too good for this.
Please forgive me for my rudeness, he says, but like not really like he's sorry at all.
I have a
And
new
then,
mortal enemy this season, and it's
just
this guy.
motions for you to enter.
I'm
he
gonna
was
make his
completely
life
reasonable in this.
miserable.
We are Finbar's +1s.
yes.
Yeah, they my plus ones.
Oh, I see. It's sort of a polyamorous thing. My mistake.
I don't know what that word means.
Is there like a little corner you could just keep them there and make sure keep them out of trouble for a little bit before the party
I
starts?
do think that we have a room, actually. It's called the kitchen, if you would like to take them with you there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I brought my own hot sauce. We can, help spice up the cooking.
Please leave.
Let's get away from
So the
door,
party's
man.
that way?
He goes off to go do something else.
We'll go to the kitchen. All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
You guys walk through. The place is first of all the lights as you enter. You can notice all the lights are dimmed, and there are dancing lights, just kind of like illuminating the space. So the whole place is, atmosphere. The ambiance is turned up.
Ooh.
You guys walk through the room you're used to, the entranceway with all these plants, and then into the hall where there's usually piles and piles of stuff. The entire thing has been cleared out except for the displays, which are on display as you would expect. This room is sort of empty, and you can see there are invisible servants. Ooh. So nice. I guess you don't see them, but you see them carrying stuff. There's like plates and like they're doing various things. You see like like rags going and mops going for like last minute shinings and getting silverware placed out but it's just invisible. These things seem to be moving, except if you get like a little close, you feel that there's like a puff of air. There's some sort of invisible air elemental thing moving this stuff around. It's not just like an invisible man walking.
Incredible.
You make your way through into what you realize is going to be the like party room probably, and it's beautiful, huge room. There's a balcony up top with spiral staircase. There's a big statue right in the middle of this air genie astride a Pegasus. There's like all sorts of arts and tapestries on the walls. The floor is just beautiful, like blue-green tiles. Tables set ready for food to come out. That gold dragon head is hanging on the wall over the balcony. In one side of the room, there is a sort of large, shimmering, like arcane bubble within which is floating a probably like 15, 20-foot tall heart.
Oh, it was us.
Hey.
Okay.
Immediately, Danny's gonna point and be like, "Ha,
that
we did
you guys recognize."
Hey.
Yeah.
Where's the frost salamander, Austin?
Where's the lizard, Austin?
Where's Hira's new pet?
Indeed, you see, speaking to the air, but probably invisible servants. You see Hira is floating there, hands behind their back, and on a silver-plated leash. You see the frost salamander. Hira doesn't notice you, but the frost salamander, as you come in, looks over at you, and its eyes dilate. It stands up on its 8 legs and skitters behind Hira to freak out and get away from you. Its little nub of a knottail shaking.
You know what? I'm really glad that they're getting along great with the salamander.
Danny makes a scary face at it like a witch in a cartoon, like, ah!
It's rude.
You see,
it's reformed now.
You see, Hira notices this, turns, he says, crew of the Aspera! Fantastic! I did not know you would be in attendance. Forgive me, I forget. I sent out so many invitations, so many important people coming that, it's easy for me to misplace who's been invited and who hasn't. I'm glad that you made the cut.
That's very nice of them.
So glad to see you. You are early, but please make yourselves comfortable. And by the way, thank you for this wonderful gift. I had expected it to arrive dead. And to my surprise, you brought a live one. But we've been getting along great. I've yet to come up with a name for him. But as you can see, he's already well house trained.
I'm really glad that you guys
things have been getting along pretty well.
Have you been enjoying watching the tail grow back?
I'm not sure that it is yet. I've been keeping an eye on that.
But it's still a bit of a nub.
To see if it's got like a
it's
nub.
a huge nub. It's been 1 week.
It'll grow back.
It's still a huge nub.
Yeah.
Give it time.
It says, you see this, they say, I'm so sorry, I'm talking all about myself. I'm flustered about, the opening ceremony, sort of my opening speech for the people who arrive. How are you doing?
We are well.
That's excellent. All right, I'll see you later then. And just floats off.
Oh my god.
Goodbye.
Adios.
Okay.
Yeah, the kitchen, you see, in fact, the kitchen door's on the far side if you guys want to go through.
Yeah, let's get situated in the kitchen. I feel really
Cross to
awkward.
the far side of the room, into the kitchen. Huge kitchen space. Exactly what you would expect from a high end. There's all these tables for preparation, rows and rows of different kind of you realize they're different stoves basically for cooking. There's a cauldron set up. But there's also smaller, lots of different setups. There's a big wash basin, and invisible servants are already scrubbing dishes. And Elise is in crisis mode. Elise is moving. Elise is at DEFCON 2 right now.
Full Gordon Ramsay.
Just stuff's moving. She skids to a halt. Okay. Thank goodness you're here. Then she points over. Okay. Finn, I'm gonna need you to keep an eye on the miniature giant space hamster koi. I'm off to handle the flail snail escargot. I know it's you, no worries. Also, the patina is being ready for the flump dish.
Okay.
She turns to see you guys. Yeah, makes sense you'd be here early, obviously. Hold on. You see she goes behind a rack and grabs like 3 parcels, tosses one to each of the 3 of you, and you see it's like a white kind of shirt with these like black slacks and sort of like a pinkish vest sort of situation, all bundled up.
So there is a dress code.
She goes, yeah, so if you could just put those on, and then we have dishes you can start circulating.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So
hold up.
A little bit disappointed, but
2 seconds.
Fair enough.
Finbar kind of takes off the shawl, shakes it a little bit. The pixies all fly out. All right, y'all know what to do. All right, get to it. And they all take tiny little stations. Like, I don't want y'all touching anything.
Okay.
Right?
Oh.
I don't mind.
Party's gonna start in a little bit. So just hang out. Worst case scenario, if I do need you, just be ready to jump. At least they don't really gotta wear those, do they?
Are they not going to be giving out food?
No,
I
if they
did
don't wanna
bring
be.
my own hot sauce, and Dani holds up a tiny bottle of like trout.
I don't think it's gonna be
that
safe.
down.
Finbar puts his hand on Danny's arm. Just keep that in the
Zerla's
dust.
trying to fit into
Shove
the
it.
pants.
I will
It's already
magic-
beginning to like rip. Just 'cause it's not.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
She turns to see Finbar. She's like, "Are they actually going to be guests at this party?"
Trust me, they'll be much easier to handle as guests than as workers.
I take instruction very well.
We're talent.
Kiana's good.
I am literally
If
designed
she wants
to
to
follow
help.
commands.
You know, okay, let me rephrase that. Danny will be better as a guest than as a helper.
I don't know that that's true. I'm sorry, I don't know you very well. I know it's rude of me to insult you like that, but I don't know you very well.
Yeah, she's
For
a
someone who
kitchen
does not
dog.
know us very well.
She puts her
that is
fingers
a
on her
very
temple.
accurate
She looks at Finbar. She goes, "Are they going to get me fired?" Finbar, I
least-
can't.
at
She
least-
She puts both her hands on your chest.
Yeah.
Grabs the shirt and like your chest hair through it and pulls you in close. She goes, "I can't deal with any stress tonight."
I kind of
I'm gonna take a tray.
on her shoulder.
I think she could use a waiter.
If
That's all.
only I had calm emotions.
It's gonna be okay.
That
All
would've really
right.
helped.
One thing at a time. We got a solid 30, 45 minutes before this party starts. What needs to go out right now?
She starts muttering to herself and breathing. She goes, okay. You 3 in the hall, touch nothing, speak to people and don't let them know that you're affiliated with me.
That's pretty easy because I already forget who you are, for being completely honest.
This is,
Okay, so no waitering.
I'm glad I don't know you very well. Okay.
Okay.
She turns back. She's like,
I'm a robot, but I got a heart.
okay, she starts listing out things. She's like, everything here has to be perfect. Like, a quarter of the guild members are going to be here. Hira has invited a ton of them. Part of their new thing about, like, collecting experiences and stuff or something. Like, they're eating food. Karun Dedrassi's going to be here.
Okay. Finbar, who was originally very relaxed, realizes that there's going to be high-level members of the guild here, and he starts shoving the rest of the crew out of the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay. Let's read the room.
alright.
Let's scooch.
I roll up my sleeves, and I'm like, all right, let's get some serious work done.
So yeah, she looks out and kind of gives you know the whole explanation, but basically there's we've got food dishes from all over the elemental planes, the elemental chaos here. We've got 7 soup, which is called Guthek from the elemental plane of air, which is this whole celebration about it's related to the wind deuce, this whole thing. We've got this fire fruit, Turgamit is this fire fruit. We've got that curry that needs preparing. They're preparing Mauve Sikala soup, which is it's this giant 2-headed shark that's sitting on a table that's already been butchered up. There's all sorts of stuff that needs preparing. There's truffle trudge, based noodles, flump patina, all these things. So yeah, you start going and go ahead, and the rest of you head off into the hall to kind of make time. And Finbar, go ahead and roll me a chef's tools check.
Okay, here we go.
Just for the hell of it.
Awesome. Have you been writing like a recipes of the Planescape book or something? Where'd you pull this out from?
I have a whole list of the things that are being served at this party.
Of
correct?
course.
Dang.
Coming soon to a bookseller near you, Austin's
roll?
Culinary
What'd you roll?
Guide to the Planescape. Oh boy, here we go.
Best possible number.
Ooh, ooh,
It's a nat 20, baby.
yes!
Oh.
Hey.
Boom! You fall into a rhythm like like a dance routine. The two of you in this kitchen just working back and forth. Prep work is already, you guys have already set up the prep work. You know where everything is. One person is, doing this. Your pixies are attending to clean up, taking care of little scraps as you just like dice, like you were talking like Iron Chef levels going on right here now.
Can
Everything is coordinated.
Sneak some extra scraps like out the door. Like every once in a while, it's just like I take like a 2-second break. I peek out the door, like, "Hey, y'all try this real quick." Oh, no, that is. And before they even respond, I'm gone.
Fantastic.
He's gone again.
To us or the pixies?
Us,
What?
I think.
Are
Us.
you
The
Yeah,
pixies
yeah.
are
us or
just
the
there,
pixies?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the pixies are in the kitchen. Every once in a while, I just sneak you guys some food.
Aw.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Devil
Go
egg.
ahead.
That's nice.
For the hell of it, whoever's gonna try, roll a Kyana. Go ahead, roll a d12.
Come on,
D12.
Kiana. Spicy,
Oh my
spicy,
God.
spicy, spicy.
Oh, come on. 5. Straight bland.
Yeah. So this is, I've already mentioned this. Yeah, you get the patina, which is this egg-based dish. Sort of like it comes this oval dish, and it's sort of this. I'm trying to think of what the word is. It's egg-based. It's like fluffy and stuff, and it's
Souffle?
topped with flumph,
Like a quiche?
which is. Yeah, like a quiche. Thank
There
you.
it
That's what
is.
I was looking for. It's
Oh,
almost like a really big quiche kind of deal, and that's the flavor. But it's topped with you get a little piece of flumph, which is this like extra dimensional squid, basically.
Right.
Textures. It tastes good. It's sort of like a taste and a texture kind of thing. Like you get the good egg, and then there's also this like kind of rubbery, but it's curious. You never had anything quite like it. You imagine this is what being a mind flayer tastes like.
Oh. I'd like to not
Yeah,
think
I
about
ruined
that
it.
anymore.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Very, very cool. You guys, let's try some other stuff. Noir and Sophia each roll a d12. Let's
boy.
see what you guys get to try.
What are we eating? Ooh, 1.
Yeah, I'll roll.
Oh.
1. And Noir?
11.
Nice.
Ooh.
11. So you bring out, it's like this kind of round, kind of, it's like it's a stuffed mushroom basically.
Uh-oh.
And as you eat it, it's like fireworks going off in your mouth. It's almost like the taste is like shifting. It's spicy, it's sweet, it's all these different things. Go ahead and roll me a con save.
Oh no.
Ha!
Me?
Yep.
Okay. 14.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
You don't hallucinate. These mushrooms are from Pandemonium, and they can cause you to hallucinate.
Virla goes on drugs.
Shrooms from Pandemonium.
You put the robot on shrooms?
Funniest possible way this party
Dani.
can start. Yeah.
You get the it's called Seven Soup,
Oh.
which is this traditional. It's lots of different ingredients, but always 7 of them, which is on honor of the 7 Wind Dukes who rose up against the elementals.
Oh, it's air
and
food.
helped, save the Dawn War, and it's like a delicious soup. It's got these little dough balls in it, and as you eat one, you're like, oh, there's something in that, and you reach in, you pull out. It's a little waxed paper.
Ugh.
A fortune cookie.
And on it, it says, serious trouble will bypass you.
Uh-oh.
No, it's a good thing.
People
Is it?
usually
Bypass.
call me serious
serious
trouble.
trouble
Does this mean I'm going
bypass.
to
Serious trouble will
bypass
bypass.
myself?
Doesn't get past your defense? Okay.
This is a celebration of the new year as seen in the elemental plane of air by their calendar. So this is sort of like this is a traditional dish that's eaten there, and it's sort of, this is like a fortune for your year, basically.
Right.
This is like a prediction of how your year's going to go. So yeah, you guys get to try, and people begin to filter in, and before you know it, some people walk in, some people, like, one point someone just teleports arrives in. But yeah, there's a harp that's sat unaccompanied by the big statue in the middle of the room for a while. It starts playing, the lights start to drift around and illuminate the room, and before we know it, the party is in full swing.
This is a lot less
Finbar
awkward.
banning the dishes, and finally, you guys surrounded in a room. There are tons of people. What would you like to do?
All right, everyone, remember the party comp? Time to execute the plan.
Right.
Oh god.
Kiana, you gotta
Dancing.
dance. Virla,
Beautiful
we gotta make
lilting
small
music
talk.
is happening. Kiana, start breakdancing.
I've never
I'll-
in my life danced. for the record.
I'll stick by Dani's side. Like, Virla isn't great with charisma, but he doesn't want to ruin this party.
Dani!
It's just that he might.
Dani's just doing her best Otto impression, because that's the only, like, charismatic person she really knows. So I'm just gonna be like, how do I do business? Look for people who look important or like they have money, which I guess is everyone.
But Virla will just, like, he'll just accompany Dani and just try and strike a friendly conversation. His usual greeting, like, hello.
Have people started dancing out of curiosity?
No one is dancing.
Then I'm not going to be the first one to start. I'm just going to aimlessly drift around the party.
The food is getting ready to be revealed, so this is sort of like early, like people are like mingling, getting drinks. There is a bar in the corner.
Oh, we getting drinks?
No, I promised that I wouldn't do that.
I made no such promise.
Cool. You want to drink?
Yeah, I want a drink.
For levels of intoxication.
I'm fine.
You walk over to the bar. It's got all these different there's barrels behind it. There's bottles of all shapes and sizes. Glass. Behind it is a bartender. You see this woman who is gray skin, gaunt, like a corpse, just white, like shock white hair, and she's very like she's moving kind of slow and her a little unhinged with her body.
Did Hero
you
just get a zombie?
She goes, "Hi, how can I help you?" As she speaks, you see just a moth flies out of her mouth and flitters away. Can I get you something from the bar?
Yeah, do you have anything with, like, Dani in it?
I'm sorry, could you be more specific on the ingredients? Haven't heard of that one in Sigil.
Maybe it's more common in Brass. Just whatever's on tap.
Whatever's on tap, understood. Her arm, like, twists around to the back, and she, gets a drink and then hands you like a mead.
Thank you.
Excellent. Anything for the other two of you?
No, I'm not with them. I'm sort of aimlessly drifting around the party because nobody's dancing and I don't have another battle plan.
Got it. You're drifting around. Virla, she turns to you, Virla. Can I get anything for you, sir?
May I have a dark and stormy, please?
Absolutely. A drink I can make. Goes and starts working on it. It's like, there's no mixing in a dark and stormy. There's no like shaking, but I imagine it's like she goes to stir it, and it's just like this is very jagged, sharp stir. It's not a smooth stir. It's just like it's very ill coordinated.
Can I suss out?
Slides it across to you. It
can I suss out what this creature is? Is it a human? But is it dead?
Yeah.
Is it some other creature?
Make an Arcana check. I mean, she's human shaped.
Yeah,
that really narrows it down.
Oh yeah.
10.
She's undead. She doesn't seem to be actively rotting so much as like dead, but not staying down, so to speak.
Huh.
So that's all you can guess from just like an observation.
Yeah.
Whack.
Thank you.
Certainly. She moved on to help
pop open his faceplate and just start sipping at it.
Someone across the room goes, ah!
I give a wave.
Hey, that's rude. Haven't these people ever seen the Planescape before?
Yeah, I'll let Plug drink from my cup as well. He's like on Dani's shoulder, just like face first, and the cup back out. Oh, Wally, it's okay. We're gonna get through this party in one piece.
Wally's face palming.
It's okay. Nobody knows that we're here with you.
Okay.
Your construct is draped over your shoulders, and like a pelt, like a taxidermy. And at one point, Plug just kind of like you see opens their mouth, and like the accordion goes like, and it spits out a feather that Plug had clearly eaten earlier. The body just accordions and shoves it out.
That one
then
was stuck in there.
stretches it
That's why you're
again.
making that wheezing noise earlier. It's okay, and I'll like give him a scratch.
You need to ADR a little accordion in there.
Kyana, are you approaching anyone, or are you just kind of like standing awkwardly?
I'm not standing awkwardly. I think I'm good at moving like I know what I'm doing, but
I'll be the judge of that. Roll a charisma check.
Charisma? You're not letting me use my physicality for this?
Charisma.
Fine. God.
What a
All right.
loser,
Episode where we're all bad
Look
at
at
it.
that nerd.
Oh, okay. Well, 14 total.
Oh, not
I
bad.
rolled a 13.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're not too. You know, you're looking about and you've got you're pretty confident, guns out sort of situation.
Yeah.
You see this tiefling guy has got like really short black hair, kind of like gazelle horns. They're not too tall, maybe like 6-7 inches off the top of his head. But he's red. He's wearing this like nice kind of blue suit. Suit's the wrong word. It's more like it's captainy. It's a captainy look. Approaches you. You see he approaches you. Says,
Is he gonna get hit on?
"Pardon me. I do not mean to interrupt what you are doing. But might I just say that you are looking like you could absolutely kill a man with your bare hands. Are you into any mercenary work? Because I'm looking to hire."
Oh.
Sorry, I don't usually approach people out of the blue to offer them jobs, but you're standing by yourself, and I just
Oh yeah.
sorry
no,
if I'm forward.
Thank you so much. I'm contracted with a team, but we do take contracts, so I could probably connect you with our captain. Wait a minute.
You have I am a captain myself. I am in possession of a ship myself. Very, very. Perhaps there is some work we could do together. Though I'm sad to know that you are already contracted under someone.
Yeah, I owe him a lot, but it would be really cool to meet more shipfaring people out in the astral.
You are also sailors on the outside. You have a spelljammer as well.
Yes, I'm starting to realize internally that I'm not good at keeping secrets, and this might be bad because I'm unsupervised, but I don't know how to extricate myself from this situation.
That's just fantastic. I am also in possession of a spelljammer. I'm sorry, I have not introduced myself. I am Devian.
Oh, lovely to meet you. I'm Kyana.
Extends a hand.
Yeah, I'll shake his
It's
hand.
very nice to meet you, Kyana. And where do you hail from originally?
Oh, Prime Material Plane, although I didn't get out much.
All the way out here in very well.
Yeah.
That is to be said of most people from the mundane world.
Yeah, so I've heard.
Yes. No, it is very. Welcome to our city if you have not been here before. It's
Thank you
a
so
great
much.
place. I'm born in Singles, so.
Oh,
this
very
is my
nice.
this is my home.
That must be very interesting. It's quite the city.
That is what they say. You know, when you live around the strange and unusual every day, it becomes banality. So I am excited to get out there. I have a ship. I have no crew. I have no crew, unfortunately.
Oh.
I'm trying to recruit for that. So
I see.
perhaps yes. So if you have any people who are looking to jump ship because you do not pay them enough, let me know.
Oh, I don't see that happening, but I could introduce you to some of my coworkers and see, I don't
that
tend to
would
handle
be-
the businessy side of things, but
That would be fantastic. Please
All right.
let us. Circulate.
Yeah.
As you this conversation comes to like a natural like, oh, let's go over here. A chime is rung, and in fact, you can see the lights kind of lower. All the dancing lights move to the edges. Finbar, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Dinner's about to be availed. You see Hira up on the balcony, greets everyone. Welcome all from Sigil and from every corner of the multiverse. As you know, my home plane and for my home city, this is a very special day for us. This marks our New Year's celebration, when we remember the time that the great Wind Dukes of Aqua sailed off to end the Dawn War that plagued this planescape for untold millennia, thus securing the safety of the multiverse for all of us to live in, defeating the evil primordials, as it were. I'd like to thank, and he starts pointing out, motion you people. This is, the great Guildmaster Reese motions to this woman who is a tiefling. She's got like goat legs and stuff, dressed in. Actually, not too dissimilar to Kyana. Head of the advisory council and the great gymnasium. Thank you for blessing us with your presence here. I would like to welcome Nalkara, and you see there's a woman who looks to be like 15 feet tall. Gray, she's got like a white toga situation, totally jacked. She's got like a bodyguard. You know that picture of Jason
Yes.
Momoa
Yeah.
with the tiny bodyguards?
Yeah.
She's got a bodyguard who looks like that to her, but he's a Goliath, so he's like 8 feet tall.
She was a
You see, she mentions all the way from the hallowed halls of Isgard. Thank you. Of course, hailing a representative from Beto, we have the Viscountess Renata Darrow. You see, there's a woman with really short red hair, wearing armor. She's got a sword at her side and a cape. Actually,
You should look at all like
you guys all recognize
say.
she's wearing a breastplate, and it's pretty recognizable because it looks very similar to the one that Finbar owns.
Oh.
Yeah.
He goes on and introduces some other people, and then says, and I would, of course, like to introduce head of the guild, the woman guild, Karunda Trossi, and motions these lights come into the dancing lights float towards this figure you see. Looks like an elf, about 6.5 feet tall, which is pretty tall for an elf. Actually, very tall for an elf. They tend to be just a little shorter than humans, with just like silver metallic skin. And long green hair that flows past the pointed ears, wearing beautiful like green and white robe sort of situation. Gives a nod. He says, Hira says, we are lucky enough to have the great guild of the Searing Tongue, in fact, catering this event, and I would like to thank my personal chef, Elise, and her assistant for providing this wonderful meal. To many more shared great experiences. Raises a glass. You see Karunda Trossi raises as well. Hero spreads his arms and says, please, let us eat.
Woohoo!
The invisible servants remove the dishes and the lids, and you see all these dishes all around the room of all these different meals that have been prepared. Finn, you are able to join the party, and the party is reunited again.
Woo! Yay!
So, I assume you all dig in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Fantastic.
Maybe I'm going to avoid that flump thing, but everything else looks great.
Finbar, you have outdone yourself.
You see,
beautifully.
you spy the flump, and there's this dude standing there. He's water genasi, like pretty old, probably like. I mean, genasi could be hard to tell. They live a little longer than humans, but probably rocking like 65-ish.
Forever young, baby.
It's just going to town on that flump dish. It's like portion after portion. It's just guzzling this down, and you're like, oh god. You guys, Elise joins you. She looks like she might have aged like a year or two since you last saw her.
Poor girl.
As
Her
she
hair is like a little frizz, but she does prestidigitation, and it all comes back together.
Oh, that's a neat trick.
as she sits down, I give her a hug, push one stray hair, put it right back in. She messed it with the press.
Don't touch me, you stink.
I had already cleaned up.
We're gonna have to follow up with that.
I have the shawl right back on. I'm dressed up. I'm not eating right away. I'm just kind of watching everybody eat. I'm like, okay, you like that? Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Dani's just gonna try and get as many fortunes as she can from that soup because I want to see what kind of results we can get.
You go. I mean, that's kind of that's like the headliner dish, right? So you're able to get a lot of it. There's a bunch of it.
Dani, how unusual is
Fantastic.
it to captain a spelljammer? Because I kind of thought it was pretty rare, right?
I mean, spelljammers are generally pretty difficult to find. They're usually not in great condition, and the ones that are, you gotta have someone who's technically knowledgeable enough to fix it up when you do find them. There's not a lot of new ones in production per se, and so yeah, it's unusual to have someone who captains one. This crowd is probably a place where you might find a few people who own them at the very least, because they're kind of like expensive or something.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I found a guy who captains a spelljammer, and he tried to get me to join his crew, so I thought you should know.
Oh, well, point him out to me. Who are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know if I remember his name.
Did
but
somebody say captain?
I'm gonna not stare and point because I know that's really obvious, but I'll be like, it's the red tiefling with the little horns and the short black hair. It's that guy.
Dani will, as obviously as possible, turn around and start looking for him.
That's okay, as long as it doesn't necessarily look like it's my fault.
You turn and look. He's like a little ways away from you, but like very much in his line of sight is where you're standing, and you just see he turns to you, and he gives you like a one eyebrow up and a little nod.
I'm just
nod.
picturing that scene in It's Always Sunny where they see each other across the party. Yeah. It's the
the meme.
Dani just raises the glass, turns back. It looks like a guy who might own a spelljammer, I guess. Did he want you to do hire generally? Or do you have a specific gig in mind? Are we talking business, or is this like...
Well, I think he said that he didn't have a crew and he was looking for a crew.
Oh.
So, like...
But he has a spelljammer.
I don't know. He does have a spelljammer. So, like I said, that, you know...
Did you get any
we
of
have
the...
a spelljammer.
what kind... What model? Is it like we're talking like a dragonfly? You got it more like ours?
I have no idea. I don't
Okay,
know.
I gotta
Maybe
go
you
have
could
a
ask him, 'cause
conversation.
you
Dani,
actually know what
as
he's
she's
talking
like muttering about specs, is gonna get up from the table and start going over.
Yeah.
Danny, no, sit down.
I'm just-
Finish
Hold
your
on,
food first. Just finish the
this is
food.
important. This is work.
People
We're at
are
a party. There's no work,
people are
Danny.
circulating, you know?
Yeah.
No. It's people are circulating. It's not like
Okay.
formal sit down at a
Oh,
table.
okay.
It's like people are circulating all over.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
Zoom in.
you head over. Elise starts to enjoy the fruits of her labor. She does actually like takes a bite, takes a breath, and says, "Okay, the hard part is done. Now I just need to seem presentable so that we impress the head of the guild." Speaking of, actually, how did your job for the... She's talking to Finbar, but if anyone else is standing there, she turns to Finbar. She goes, "Oh, how did your job for the guild go? I've been so preoccupied. I didn't even ask about that. What do they want?"
Finbar kind of sighs, a heavy sigh. He's like, "I don't really want to talk about work, but I guess, yeah. So, remember Cror?"
Remember Core? Yeah, I just saw him like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, he got into trouble all the way out in the arcade. That's the Arcadia.
Arcadia.
I'm saying it
Arcadia?
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that rhyming forest or something. With the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has had problems with poaching, you know that, every once in a while. But like, it was bad. This time he done lost his mind. The hanging gardens, the rhythmic gardens were a hot mess, like there's blood everywhere, and we had to stop for a second. We had to put him down.
Oh shit. I'm sorry, Finn. That sucks. I had no idea. He was, I didn't really know him super well. He was, I don't know, good member of the guild. He, hard worker. He got some of the stuff for here, actually.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Fantastic hunter. He got anything
Which
we
stuff? Wait. Which stuff did he get?
What do you mean? I don't know.
I'm just curious. There was some weird stuff in that fight, and maybe I'm just a little on edge, but which stuff did he...
I don't know.
All of it was properly prepared. I don't think any of the...
Yeah, everything's been cooked all the way through. It's all good.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember. I'd have to go look at, like, I'm sure I signed something for it.
Yeah, and if there's any magic on it, Elise would have been the kind of person to take care of that, so...
That's true. I mean, listen, I prepped, stuff from Pandemonium. I'm capable of preparing things in a sanitary manner. I'm pretty sure there's no curses involved with any of the food here.
I don't know enough about the mechanics of this to know if that makes it okay.
It's fine. It's totally okay.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you'll be fine. You'll just shit out in the morning. It's all
That's
good.
not the worst case scenario, and you know it.
I don't know how the magic works, okay? I just cook the food.
Oh boy. Okay. Fantastic.
You just help cook the food.
Okay.
We'll talk about this.
I'm gonna pivot away from that conversation. Like I'm not out of earshot, but it's like, all right, they need prep.
But anyways, Virla, we got a report from the incident. Virla poured over it. He did his own research. We gonna update the report. We'll send it back to the guild, and hopefully that's that.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's scary being out there in the field, I guess. I mean, I mostly just work here now, so,
Yeah, it can get rough, but luckily I got those goons. And he kind of like looks through the crowd, spots Dani hounding.
Plug's tail popping up
going
like a
after
balloon
Dani.
that is tied to a kid in a grocery store just moving through the crowd.
Virla's taking responsibility of Dani, so Dani went to go
Dani starts
talk to
skirting.
Dani, and Virla will hug on as well.
She's hustling like she's in the streets of Brass.
Virla following Dani across the room. Kyana kind of turned away, still in earshot, but you're out of the conversation. She says, like, yeah, it's dangerous out. Elise says to you, Finbar, yeah, it's dangerous out there. Level with me. When are you gonna move out of all that, like, you killed it in the kitchen tonight. I mean, under my guidance, obviously, but, you know, that's, you know, the kitchen's where you belong. That's where you do your best work. When are you gonna get off that barge and, you know, actually pursue a career somewhere that has, you know, finery and manners and access to good food?
I mean, it's all good food. You gotta remember that. You like your fancy spots up here in Sigil, but out on the sea, it's a whole nother thing. I wouldn't trade it for the world. So I have no plans on stopping anytime soon.
I just don't want you to get yourself killed out there over. And then just cuts her sentence off.
I can handle myself. I appreciate the concern. And I give her a hug. You want to go dance for a little bit?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
With advantage.
Okay. Oh man, all the way on the other end of the spectrum, ladies and gentlemen. That's an at one.
Can it be with advantage?
She, I mean, do you have a good, I give advantage if you have a convincing
Yeah,
argument.
it's cute.
What about the obvious chemistry? The
Does
sizzling
Finbar
tension.
think,
I'll frame it
Finbar
like
think that, yeah, go on.
We at a party. All this talk is real heavy. We're here to relax. So, how about we just dance for a little bit? Take the pressure off of you. You don't gotta think about nothing.
I think she nods. She says, yeah, you go dance. I'm gonna make sure that all the food's still hot.
Dang.
And goes and, you know, starts attending to, like, walks through an invisible servant and goes, like, shudders. It's, like, really cold. It's like walking through a cold shower. And then she, like, starts going through some other stuff. Yeah, Kyana, you, I think, pretty good, you know, insight. You hear all that.
Yep.
You have your back turned. You see, you hear that whole thing go down as you watch across the room. There's a table with, like, 2 tiers that has, part of the music is that there's these little mushroom guys. They're, like, maybe, like, 3 or 4 inches tall. They have these big red, big, like, toad stool heads, you know, classic. And they have these little smiley faces on the stalk. There's like a couple dozen of them, and they're all crooning. You know, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like in Gremlins when Gizmo the Mogwai sings.
Yes.
You know, that, like, I can't really imitate it, but that, like, trill kind of hum thing. They're doing that in harmony, to, like, along with the harp, so that's part of the music. As you listen to this whole conversation go down, you see across the room that table of mushrooms, this fox dude, who's like a bipedal fox wearing this purple robes, goes over, picks one up, and just puts it in his mouth and starts eating it. And you hear a brief as he eats it and, like, opens his mouth. Then takes 2 more, puts them on a plate, and walks away.
Who is this man?
Wow.
What are
Parties are wild.
You're like, you gotta go intercept. We need to befriend
or are
that
they
fox.
just like a show must go
The
on
other
type
ones
deal?
just keep singing like nothing has happened.
Holy shit.
Incredible.
What a ruthless
But I actually
profession.
have a picture of them here somewhere.
Planescape is a wild place.
I fucking love
I'm
it.
glad that you gave an adequate enough description to remove myself from the imagery
Yes.
of just
Oh, no.
Mario
They're like the
toads.
little. They're like the little singing vegetables from the Muppet Show.
Yes. Mother always told me never eat singing food.
Yeah.
For those of you keeping track at home, that is 2 Muppet Christmas Carol
Muppet
references tonight.
in one day.
And I did a Fraggle Rock reference earlier, so there's something in the water today, I swear.
3 Muppet
Oh,
related.
Dance the
Okay.
chaos away.
This party's
Fantastic,
wild.
yeah.
All right.
How does Kyana feel about that?
I am on edge, I don't mind telling you. I don't know what the deal with that weird thing that happened last week was. I don't think Virla's told me about his insight with the fungus thing, so I don't have reason to be extra suspicious. But, I guess it's just difficult for me to relax in a large space full of people I don't know or trust. Shocker! So I think I am waiting for the other shoe to drop. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I feel like something's wrong.
Fantastic. Go ahead, roll me an insight.
Yes.
Somewhat being being concerned about, waiting for the other shoe to drop sounds like insight to me. Go ahead, roll me an
She
insight
used
check.
insight for that.
Oh no, it's gonna be jinxed. I just know it. Oh, okay, cool. Well, that adjusts to an 18.
Ooh.
18?
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, you sort of make your, just going through the party. Are you good? Does Kyana want to circulate and talk to people at all? Or no, she kind of wants to not speak to strangers right now. Sort of just watch the room.
I think I would prefer not to speak to strangers, but I don't want to seem weird or standoffish. So I'll be doing the chill body language, little nods, but I'm not no eye contact, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So you go about looking for that. Cut over to Queen of Eye Contact. Dani, you approach this dude dressed in his nice blue little captain's thing, coiffed hair underneath his horns. What would you
So
like
we're
to do?
talking galleon or dragonfly. What's the situation? I'm just start talking as soon as I walk up without any introduction.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna push
perhaps,
Dani aside and just say, "Hello, I am Virla. We are crewmates of Kyana, who you may have spoken to earlier." And she had mentioned that there was another pilot of Spelljammer here, and we wish to exchange conversation.
I'm so glad you're at this party, Bella.
Fantastic. Very forward of you. Yes, I'm Davian. I met your Kyana not long ago. She was very kind. Very polite, considering clearly I had nothing that she was interested in speaking about. She already has a job. So, yes, it's very nice to talk to both of you. It's Virla, and I'm sorry, I did not catch your name, and I believe the reason for that is because you did not tell me you started speaking.
Yeah, you did answer the question of what kind of spelljammer are we looking at?
I'm just gonna push her aside again.
I see.
Her name is
He turns
Dani.
to Virla. He goes, "I see. You are the charismatic face." I understand.
Completely unfazed.
No one will answer my question.
Yes.
Suspicious.
You're clearly in charge. It is nice to actually meet the captain of a ship. In any case, to answer your question, it is a hummingbird. It is a
Oh,
hummingbird.
very interesting. Very interesting.
You see, Virla, the captain was in you all along.
I mean, he's clearly the captain. He's confident. He speaks well. He introduces his crew when they are so rude.
Do you do the maintenance on it yourself, or how'd you get the upkeep going? Because spelljammers is hard to come by.
No. So far, I have ignored any problems I've heard. I just inherited it from my uncle, actually, so it's sort of new to me to be running it. In fact, I am not a spellcaster, so I am not a very good pilot either. So I am aggressively recruiting people.
Who's your uncle?
I do spend a lot of time in the city of Dis.
Oh, no, never mind. Different city, different uncle.
I do not think you know him.
You thought it was your uncle?
Do you think perhaps we had the... I'm sorry, I am very sorry. He turns to Virla and goes, I do not mean to be rude to your crewmates. He turns back and he says, are you implying that you thought perhaps we were related? And that
Well,
was
we also
the grunt of
got a
this conversation.
spelljammer from an uncle in a city, just brass instead of dis, so it wasn't a huge leap.
Oh, small world. That is very funny,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
You sound like you take really shit care of your thing. You should really look into getting a proper mechanic for it.
That's
I'm going to fully push Dani out of the way because I'm smart enough to know that at least. I sincerely apologize. Dani is the mechanic of our spelljammer. She actually
you keep her
refurbished
below
it back.
decks, that makes sense.
She refurbished it back to working order, and she is very territorial about it, and very interested in hearing like-minded people, and so then tends to ignore everything else.
Where did you train? I should very much like to never visit that place.
The City of Brass, the Heap, Otto.
Oh, fantastic.
I will give as much detail as possible for this.
Dani just stands there hands in the Y though. Why would you do this? Let me talk.
How recently have you acquired your Spelljammer?
Oh, it was just 2 months ago, actually.
Oh, well, congratulations. It is a very rare acquisition.
I know it has allowed me to branch out in terms of the work that I have taken. In fact, I was invited in this party for securing just such a job for the Grand Connoisseur himself.
What job did you do for Hera?
I'm glad you asked. I wrangled the maw over there. He points to the giant 2-headed shark that's sitting on the table. He said, I wrangled that. It was quite the fishing trip. Be glad you did not have to do it.
Yeah. We did the lizard,
Very
and I'll
impressive.
point to the live frost salamander that's walking around the park.
And I'll point at like the giant heart.
No shit. Wow, no wonder you got an invite then. You have done a lot of work. You're very impressive.
Yeah, we got an invite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately for you, I believe the members of our crew are taken, unfortunately. I know you meant no disrespect to Kyana. If she were available, she would be a very good hire.
Aw, shucks.
I believe we are very comfortable with the situation we have now. But if there's anyone else who might be interested in sailing around the multiverse, I will point them in your direction.
That would be fantastic. He lets you know kind of like where he like makes port in the city if you ever want to like leave a message or something. I mean, you have sending, so you can bother him whenever you want, I assume, but he doesn't know that.
As long as one of us remembers to note down his name, which I did not.
Davion. Davian? What was it? No, some of the D. He said Davian.
Davion.
He said it very dramatically.
Davion Strand.
Devian.
Strand?
Davion.
Davian.
Strand.
It's a good thing I'm not there to mess it up.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic. Yeah, you guys.
Man, that guy was rude.
You guys talk.
Like talked.
Hello, Pot. My name is Kettle.
Didn't even.
That's a view from your glass house.
Phil's glad that he decided to accompany them.
He didn't even know what he was talking about. He's got a spelljammer. He doesn't even know how to properly maintain it. That's just irresponsible.
Danny, he is here to look for people who can properly maintain.
You're not gonna
That
find
is
him
why he is
here.
here.
I'm probably the only person in this
That's a
room
good
who knows how
point.
to fix a spelljammer because I'm just doing a quick head count and no one else has got a robot cat on their shoulders in here. I'm calling it. I'm the expert in the room.
A robot cat is not the litmus test for whether you can repair
Maybe
a
it's not
spelljammer
your
or not.
litmus test, but it's my litmus test.
Your skills of repairing the spelljammer are itself into question because you seem to be more concerned with modifying and adding customizations to the spelljammer and fixing stuff. And I can count on my hands multiple instances where you have actively destroyed the ship in order to...
But I always destroy
order
it in
to-
a way that I can fix. That's the genius. It's not about being able to create perfection according to the specs pre-designed. It's about modifying it to fit your own needs and your own lived experiences. I am a genius. And everyone else is
You are
not.
As you say that, you see Plug raises his head up, and this girl walks past you. She looks like she's a half elf, but so it's sort of hard to tell, but looks pretty young. And she's got a dragon that's about the size of a cat sitting on her shoulder. And she's first of all, she's got like kind of like this goth aesthetic going on.
With the
And
dragon? Okay.
as you walk past the dragon and the and Plug, both look at each other and start kissing. And she goes, "Oh no!" and grabs his face and just kind of scurries away to the side.
Yeah, that's right, Plug. Assert your dominance, and I'll give him a little scratch behind the ears.
I apologize.
Oh, she's already
As-
long
as
gone, I'm
she
sure.
just kind of runs off.
Yeah, she's the dragon is starting to like flap wings, and she's got it like it's a chicken trying to get away.
My robot, extremely well behaved. Better than the living thing.
I'll
Genius.
just give a sigh and I'll start turning to people and start asking, "Hello, I am Virla. Would you like to be on a ship with a captain?"
Inspiration. That was really good, Noir.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, if Virla starts having conversations with other people, Danny's gonna try and use her limited stealth abilities to break away and try and scan the room to see if
Oh, no,
anyone has
no,
anything of
do
interest.
it.
I got my 17 perception, passive
Avoid
perception. I'm
super-
keeping an eye on Danny to make sure she doesn't go anywhere.
Avoid supervision.
Stealth? I have a +2 to stealth. Let's do this.
No kings, no masters.
Natural 18 +2, so that's a dirty 20. I want to see if
Danny's
anyone
gone.
else. I'm going to walk the party, scan the room. I'm looking for anyone who looks like they may have any idea of a subject matter that is interesting to me. Mechanics. Just anyone who looks like maybe they're from the city of Brass. Just that kind of situation. Like, Danny needs
My
interesting
passive
counsel.
is 20, by the way. I can still see Danny. I can always see
skulking.
Danny.
You see Danny. You spy an Azer who's actually
Ooh.
wearing. You recognize that he's got. He's wearing like a kind of like military uniform kind of thing. But he's got an insignia on his chest that has. You know, it's for the bronze phalanx, which is like they're like military engineers for the city of Brass. So
boy.
yeah, you see, like he's like a pretty big wig in the military, and also is like they're like engineers. You know,
You want
for
to
city
bump
rules.
elbows with the man?
The man knows how to do mechanical things. Danny, like,
The fuzz?
much like when I locked onto the captain earlier, Danny scans the room, like, locks onto the Azer and just starts changing direction.
Beeline.
You go over to talk to the Azer, whose name, by the way, is Drawl. Finn, you with your passive perception, you block that. But as you go, you feel a huge clap on your back that kind of like knocks the wind out of you a little bit. And you turn, you see looks like a hippo guy wearing
Nice.
Napoleonic stuff. You recognize this is you recognize him from your days on the Whipped Crown, actually. This guy's name is Horatio.
Of course.
He gives you a big clap, this hippo guy with a big monocle. He says, Finbar, I thought that was you from across the room. What a pleasant surprise. I have not seen you in years. How are you, my boy?
Captain Horatio, and I give him a polite salute.
It's admirable now.
Admirable.
Excuse me.
Congratulations on your promotion, sir.
Thank you, my good boy. And what are you finding yourself up to these days?
Still cooking. You know, the food tonight, it's all me.
You do not say. Oh, fantastic. I should have recognized the talent in the stew.
Somewhere Elise's spider sense goes up. Someone's talking smack.
Bitches are bristling under Finbar's shawl.
How have your adventures been out on the sea?
Oh, they are indeed quite dangerous. Allow me to regale you with them. And then he just like puts his arm around you and just starts going off.
I kind of like casually grab
away.
2 drinks off of a tray and I hand it to him. And I'm not listening to anything he's saying at all, and I continue my maintenance on the rest of the crew, my surveillance on the rest of the crew throughout the party.
Fantastic. Yeah. So you go, you talk to Horatio. Virla, you find yourself in conversation with a plasmoid. So she looks like a person because she creates those features, but is in fact technically like an ooze person who introduces herself. She's actually here. She's the person who stops and talks to you when you start like trying to do business stuff. And you can see it's because no one else is engaging her in anything. She introduces herself as Arena, and she's here as horticulturalist, so she takes care of like the plants from across the landscape that are here. You guys start having all these conversations. Kyana, you see Elise comes up to you, she's got like kind of like a rubbing your hands situation. She says, so how is it to be out from underneath the deck of a ship and experience, how is it to be out and about? I know that you've lived most of your life on the prime-material plane. How has it been treating you to be out on the high adventure circuit, so to speak?
Oh, the high adventure circuit is great. I have no idea how parties work, so I've been having a time, but...
You're nailing it. I consider it a success if I make it through without any major embarrassments,
Okay, cool.
If you feel like you've got that covered, then I wouldn't worry. She grabs a drink, offers one to you if you want.
Nah, I'm good, thanks.
Okay, she starts double fisting.
Yeah.
I love her.
Chatty last time.
I used to actually do the adventuring thing.
Oh, really? How was it?
It was good. That was back in days on the Whipped Crown that's where I met Finbar, actually.
Really? This is all new information to me.
Yeah. Finbar and I met, we were both, orphan's not the right word, but lost, I guess.
Oh.
Both lost a little bit on the sea, and I don't know if he's ever mentioned Cardamon, but Cardamon was his teacher, my teacher, our sort of mentor. We all worked together on the ship there.
Wow.
And that's actually where he and I met. So it was also good times. I liked it. Sigil brings the universe to you, but it's not quite the same as visiting the places in the multiverse,
Yeah. I think Sigil is great if you know where you want to be. But I guess if you don't yet, scoping out the multiverse is pretty good.
It's true. Well, she gives you sort of like a little playful nudge, drains the first drink in her hand, and she says, "Enjoy the exploration while it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
You can never recapture those days once you like settle down and stuff. So."
Cool.
Look at her,
Thanks.
look at her. She is our
Have fun the
captain
party.
now.
It's multiverse is just a portal away.
I'm not. Is that a saying people say?
I have no idea. I haven't talked to very many people.
Do you want to change that, or
I'm good.
keep doing your vibe? Okay.
This party's it's a lot. It's a little bit of a lot.
It is a lot. You see this purple-skinned hunch. She's got like curved horns, black hair, long as this hag comes over to you, and she's like, dearie, I hear that you are perhaps. And Elise goes, "Get lost. We're not looking to make a deal. Move along."
Oh, is that what that was?
Night hags, don't. She's got good stories. Don't talk. She'll convince you to agree to something. Not worth it.
Okay.
You have the right idea, probably. Just, doing your own thing.
Cool. Right. I am internally trying really not to let on that I'm really worried about something going wrong in this party because I know Elise is very invested in this party going well. I'm trying not to let any of that show, but I'm still kind of on high alert.
You're on extremely high alert with an 18 passive perception, which is you notice you keep looking back to the table of the compestry, the little mushrooms that are singing, because that was such a weird experience.
There's only two of them left.
As someone walks past them, they all die down, get silent, and look. And then as the person passes them, they snap back. Once he's a couple feet away, they snap back to singing again, which no one else seemed to
Ominous
notice,
mushrooms.
but
Who were they?
You did.
Who was the person they were reacting to?
You actually recognize it's the older water genasi who was eating that flump stuff.
Oh no, I thought that was suspicious. Okay. All right, don't panic, especially not where Elise can see.
I just thought the mushrooms were learning.
No, if they sing, they seem less like food. Okay, the older water genasi who was absolutely going to town on that thing that I also ate, which I'm sure is fine. Okay. All right, I'm gonna focus on that guy, but I'm not gonna do anything just yet. I think, at least not until Elise scoots. I'm assuming she's probably gonna scoot soon.
I mean, she's kind of now. She's working on her second drink. She's a little distracted.
Yeah, she'll
if
be
you
fine.
want to break away.
I don't want to be rude. It's her party.
What? It's not her
Trapped
party.
by
What is
psycho
Kiana's
convention.
plan? What would Kyana like to do? You can see this dude. What would you like to do?
Well, I certainly can't diplomacy at this guy. I know my limits. And I also have no ability to determine if there is anything magically wrong with this guy at all. But I also know that nobody else in this party is exceptionally good at stealth of any variety. So I don't necessarily want to go and involve them until I think it's absolutely necessary. And I also don't want to accost a high-value guest for no reason. So far, I only have two things that make me think something is a little bit funky here. So I think
I
I'm just...
believe
What?
the enemy of this episode is social anxiety.
It's my second party ever, and this one they don't want me at. I'm allowed to be stressed. Okay, all right.
Maybe the real BBEG was social anxiety all along.
Was there ever any doubt? Okay, suspicious older water genasi, who was absolutely going to town on that squid stuff. All right, okay. I'm going to continue my rounds, but I'm going to keep my eye on that guy. I want to see who he's talking to, and if I can eavesdrop enough to get a feel for what the general tone the conversation is setting. Is it acceptable to be hey, who's that guy? What do you know about him? How much hot goss is circulating?
What's the 411?
Yeah, go ahead, roll me. It sounds you want to stealth, and also you want to get persuade. It sounds to me like you want to do a stealth and a persuasion.
Well, I want to start eavesdropping, basically.
Oh, eavesdropping? Yes. Eavesdropping is stealth and then perception, let's say.
Stealth and then perception? Okay.
Gotta be within the right radius. If you're
All right.
too far out, then you'll lose.
Stealth. Okay. Well, that adjusts up to a 13. On
Okay,
stealth.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're not actually trying to disappear from anyone's sight. You're
No,
just
I'm
trying
just
to
trying
not
to-
be overly staring.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not trying to trip over my shoes or Okay, and
Yeah, the stealth is not that high. The perception might be a little harder.
All right, well, we'll try the same die. Okay, that adjusts to a 19.
You go and you start following. You see like all your friends kind of like caught up in different conversations going on right now. With a 19, you see he passes. Who you remember introduced before, Guildmaster Reese, who's like also kind of in the monk stuff.
Right.
Nods to her, and then you see she kind of gives a nod back. She calls him Azatico.
Azatico. Okay.
Azotico. And they both kind of roll me an insight check.
Insight check.
Aw, it must be Christmas.
Aww.
It must be Christmas. I knew there was going to be a lot of insight checks. It's fine.
Well, it's a natural
Oh,
1.
no.
It does adjust to an 8. I knew it was going to happen every time.
She clearly knows him, so there's something there, and you know that she's like important in Sigil, so something there.
All right, that narrows it down.
But you start following for a little bit, and you notice. What was your perception again?
This perception? This one was a 19.
Yep. 19, right? Yeah. You see he begins walking with purpose, and he picks up one of those stuffed mushrooms that Virla had before from Pandemonium. And you see he starts to approach Karun Dentrasi, who's the head of the guild, and the silver skin and the green hair.
Wait, is she the head of the Searing Tongue?
Yep, it's he, and yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Elves, man.
You
Yeah.
get
Also,
the elves.
I think I've only said he once, so you would be forgiven for not remembering.
Okay.
He approaches, holds up the mushroom, whispers something into it, and then you see it as he steps back. The thing begins to sprout and grow bulbous. It just swells and grows.
Oh no.
And you see like tendrils start to come out of it. The fungal blooms start to crest and poke out of the top. As he does, you see the Kanunjasi turns and looks, into the eyes of the elf, and he says, "Death to the sensation, hail the Dome Guard," and is gonna step back. You see this huge thing reach out, I guess shrieks this sort of halfling woman dressed in like silver finery, and the tendril grabs her, pull and reels her, and she screams and gets sucked into this mushroom form and starts like reaching out. I think that we're going to go to break and come back as we pick up an initiative.
I am excited.
Rolling with difficulty.
Today's adventure was brought to you by World Anvil. World Anvil is a browser-based world-building and writing tool designed to help you keep all your work organized and in one place. From world maps to timelines and beyond, the site is packed with everything you need to design your world. And when you're ready to write, there's a word processor built right in. With World Anvil, you don't have to create alone. Real-time collaboration allows you to work with your players, co-creators, Cat, or whoever to work in tandem on the same project. If you are a more visual creator, then World Anvil's Whiteboards feature is for you. Chart out character arcs, diagrams, mood boards, and more on World Anvil's visual canvas. For our listeners, World Anvil has a very special offer. Just use code PLUG at checkout for 40% off yearly membership. That's code PLUG, P-L-U-G, for 40% off yearly membership. And a special thank you once again to World Anvil for sponsoring today's adventure.
Rolling with difficulty.
When last we left our heroes, yes, you had successfully rubbed shoulders at the party, but rubbed elbows. Not all as it seems. Kyana, with her wonderful skills of deduction and perception and insight specifically, was able to pick up on what was going on. And you see as this monster thing reaches out, this monstrous mushroom sort of horrible fungal abomination blooms and sprouts and begins reaching out and lashing at people. Could I get everyone to please roll initiative?
All right.
Okay.
My nice turquoise die is in the timeout corner for rolling me that nat 1 on my insight check, so.
Dani has a 15 initiative.
All right, a 15 for Dani, 10 for Finbar, it looks like.
Yes.
9 for me.
9 for Virla.
22. Hopefully this mushroom monster thing isn't too dexterous, and hopefully it responds well to punches.
The corpse fungus.
Oh, good. Oh no, the bartender.
She's undead. She'll probably.
She's probably at a different table. This is the table with the tiny.
The
mushrooms.
bartender's all the way in the bottom left.
Phew.
I see. Okay.
Keep her safe. That's top priority.
I hope that her being an undead is like a secret and like we're not supposed to know it.
It's very
Watch
evident.
out!
I don't know. It looks pretty obvious.
She opened her
You
mouth
never
and
know.
a moth flew out. I feel like it's implied.
She's a revenant. I don't know if it'll ever come up. I don't know. There's no way you know that. But she's a revenant.
Aren't they like reanimated by like they have like a mission or something? Or
Yep, they're reanimated by usually vengeance to get vengeance on the person who killed them. But vengeance does not pay the bills, so she's working at part-time gig as a bartender.
Clearly.
bartending on the side while she pursues vengeance on her
I
days
thought
off.
that
It's a real
her
Inigo
reason
Montoya
for
kind
coming
of
back
situation.
would be the best
I adore this
mixologist
character.
in Sigil. That's amazing.
Fantastic. As this thing blooms. Kyana, the corpse fungus did roll a dirty 20 initiative, but Kyana is coming in ahead of that. So Kyana, what would you like to do as this thing starts to bear down on the head of the guild?
Well, where's the head of the guild?
It's standing over behind this table here, so kind of underneath the dragon head. from what you can
Okay.
see.
Oh, goody. Then that means if I put myself on the table, that will probably
That'll get
cause some difficulties for their plan, right?
Yeah, I would guess so.
Okay. Then let's make a wide berth round it and then scooch in. Because I don't want to get would I get attacks of opportunity if I move through its square on the way to where I'm going? I mean, I've got
Nope,
enough movement, I can get there.
Unless
so.
you run into its melee and then run out and then back in, or if you run in and then back out, you're fine. But if you just run straight past it, up here, for example, just run straight to the table and then
Yep, that's what I was
hop
thinking.
up.
Yep, exactly.
You're good.
Perfect.
That dope
Okay.
ass monk speed.
Yeah, and now
You come
everyone
right
can
in.
see what's happening, which is good. That's good. Breaking the rules of the party is good in this case.
Yeah, people scream
we're-
and you jump up. A bowl of soup just goes flying. You kick it to the
Sorry,
side.
Finbar.
What's your fortune?
I'm guessing not good. Arms of the Astral
Kyana, what
Self,
would you like
summon! All right, I hope this thing has a low dex. It's got a dex save of, I think it must be 16 because of my belt.
Your key save is 8 plus your wisdom, which is 4, so that brings us to 12. Plus your proficiency is 3, which brings it to 15, and then you have a +1 belt. So yeah, it should be a DC of 16. The plant rolled a natural 15 for a total of 17, so it will save.
Boo, it's not negative. Okay, so no force damage, but still nice and flashy. Well, punching it seems unwise when I can instead do patient defense and make it much harder for it to hit me next turn.
Nice.
Fantastic, yeah.
Because
So use your action to dodge.
Yeah, yeah. Whichever one of my actions I used for the arms, the other one is going to be patient defense. Or actually, if I don't need to spend the key to just take the dodge action, oh wait, we already agreed that patient defense doesn't take me key. Sorry. Silly of me. Okay, so I just made a big flashy mess, and I'm also probably going to be harder to hit this turn. So, and I feel like it goes without saying, but I'm going to tell the guildmaster, you should probably run, but not towards that guy. He's really suspicious.
Speaking of, that guy is going.
Oh, is the guy running? Can't stand to see the outcome of
Oh
his
yeah,
own
he's
creation?
starting to go.
Someone should probably stop that guy, but don't get killed in the process.
He does need a token, so we will just put.
The guild master.
He's standing over here. Azadiko.
Yeah.
Where I thought Zodico turned into the spore monster.
Nope, he
No,
animated
he
the
made
thing.
it out of food.
Oh,
Azadiko is going on
Yeah.
1.
Haha, it's what he deserves. You see, criminals never prosper.
Fantastic. You see the corpse fungus rears up and you block the way with your arms, patient defense, as it tries to reach out,
Yeah,
out
come at me,
past
bro.
you. And yeah, let's go ahead. It is going to do its 3 tentacle attacks.
All right, at disadvantage because of my sweet.
Come on, Kyana.
Correct. So, first attack. Natural 1. Second attack. 17 to hit.
That is my AC.
I rolled a natural 20 and then dirty 17.
Okay,
So you
I'll take it.
8 bludgeoning damage
Ouch.
and 7 poison damage.
Okay, not great.
That's the second attack. Now it'll make its third attack at you.
Come at me, bro.
The lower of those is a 14 plus is going to be a dirty 19 to hit.
All right, well, that will hit me, so.
Some good hot rolls from Austin tonight. All right.
Yep.
That's 9 bludgeoning.
Ouch. That better be a small
And
number.
10 poison.
10 poison. I'm still up, baby.
Yeah, this thing is slow and huge, but even as you block with the arms, you feel like it just punches through.
It's really strong, right?
Yep, and then it will,
Oh, please.
for its bonus action, it will reanimate. You see one of the bodies it just absorbed is spit out, and cordyceps style, there's like mushrooms growing out of it. Which will get to act immediately on the initiative right after. And so he spits that out right next to you.
Oh,
Gross.
okay.
It is the spawn's turn. They make one, 2 with its claws, but at disadvantage.
Oh, goody.
That's a miss. The lower is a 5 plus whatever. It's not gonna hit.
Okay.
And then the lower is only a 13. So.
Okay. So we're
the
good?
2 claws do miss. I do need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. Okay.
Yep. You see its mouth opens and it spits like a little bit of slime at
Gotcha. Well, it's a natural 1, but I do have evasion, so I'll probably take half damage. But it might still be enough to take me out.
you. The
my D20s
fungus,
on
fungus spore, like slime spore, latches onto you.
Oh no.
It is. You see, it's a little tiny creature. It begins crawling on you.
No,
Flashbacks. Position before.
Flashbacks!
You can scrape it off as an action, or kill it with damage if you'd like. It does have hit points and an AC. If you leave it alone, who's to say what could happen?
Okay, but it didn't do damage, right yet?
Nope. It's done no damage to you.
I'm still up, baby! I'm not down in the first round!
Oh no, Kyana!
What? It was really bad, all right? I had to stop it from killing the guildmaster person. Whose gender I
Dani,
cannot
you're up.
remember.
All right, Dani, I assume was in a situation similar to Kaylee and Firefly at that one party where she's just like
Yeah. No, it's exactly, yeah. There was a couple of people, who totally came around. You guys were started to talk shop. Like your conversation with that one Azer has, drew in a little bit of a crowd of
Amazing.
people. They're all running now, but.
All right, remain calm. And Dani's gonna run, and I'm gonna leap up onto the table next to me, 5, 10, 15, and just run straight through any food and plates here my way to get better line of sight on the sky. And as I reach the end, I'm gonna brace and summon a tiny force ballista into my hand and fire on the big mushroom man, the blob, as you will.
Aren't there civilians
The
between
blob.
you?
That's why I'm on the table for height, so I can aim
He's
over
got,
him.
she's got the high ground.
Yeah,
People
I'm
are
the blob is
15
big.
feet tall here.
Well, I'm hoping that they're short enough. Out of the way, civilians!
Yeah, I mean, the plant is tall. You're able to shoot over people's heads. Yeah, you're not going to hit people.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
you're a spell sniper. You ignore cover.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you're going to be
Whatever
okay.
that means.
If
Weave
if you were
it
doing
through
like a fireball or a burning hands, then we might
I
start to get
s-
some civilian deck saves in the throw. But just shooting at someone, you're fine.
Yeah, alright, that's a 15 plus 6 to hit, so that's a 21 to hit the mushroom.
The giant mushroom guy, yeah, you're going to hit that.
Alright, so 2d8 plus 3. And then he's gonna get pushed 5 feet back. Not bad. That is 15 points of force damage.
Fantastic. You see, the force ballista fires. Someone shrieks, "Good heavens, what's that?" As you put this chicken thing under your arm.
It's her +1.
Pushes
Don't be rude.
The corpse. It pushes the corpse fungus into the table. It sort of stumbles on these long tendrils, and the table kind of swings. Kyana, you stay up because you're extremely dexterous and you have boots of spider climb. But the
I'm
table kind of
sticking.
swings in.
Oh shit, sorry Plug, he's too far away, and I'll give Plug a little scratch because he's out of the range. I think, I'm gonna double check that, but I'm pretty sure he's out of the range for Plug's bonus action attack.
Unless Plug can run.
Yeah, does Plug have movement?
Yeah, but I don't want Plug to get too far from me, being real. He's real squishy.
That's true. We have,
Oh, yeah.
Sophia and I have discussed with the setup with Plug, which is that if she wants him to be a combatant, then he can fight in a fight. but that also means he can take damage. If she wants him to be a non-combatant, even if he's with her, he can't fight, but it also, she doesn't have to worry about him like getting hit or anything. I'm not going to do like a collateral damage on the pet.
Okay.
I'm gonna have Plug be a non-combatant for this fight because I want to use my bonus action on the Force Blast anyway. So, yeah, Plug, hang tight, buddy. Just like a backpack. That's Dani's turn. She'll just stay ready with the cannon on the table.
Hells to the yeah. Finn, you are up.
I will turn to the Admiral, who's still talking, and I will say,
And then I said to him, I said, listen here, good sir.
okay, that's all nice and good. It's great catching up with you, Admiral, but duty calls.
Is something happening?
I clap my hands twice as the pixies from across the room gather, swarm around me. My cape flies in the wind. I put my hand on my star map, which is currently this necklace around my neck, and I will use my action to cast. If I cast a spell using the star map, that still counts as casting a spell, right?
Yeah, I think so, because if you use if you use a class feature, it still counts too. Like if you use like a racial, like if Dani uses her fire genasi spells, she still can't. So
okay. In that case, I will first then move up, leave the Admiral, head towards the center of the room. Bonus action, I will activate my starry form. I will take the form of a chalice. I don't have my shield on me, so you can't see it, but almost every single glass in the room starts to sparkle. And I will throw some healing her way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
So this is going to be a 2nd level healing word. Okay, that is a total of plus 8 is 18.
Okay, not bad.
okay, sweet.
Don't have anything for. I can take the dash action. Actually,
Oh yeah.
I gotta get up there.
Can you wait? Because what is it to summon the chalice? Is it
It's a bonus action.
okay? And then what spell did you cast?
Oh wow! I'm
healing
messing up.
word. Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh okay. I can't do healing word and. Sorry, I have a lot of weird bonus action
worries.
interactions.
I'm sort of the opinion that the old school rules where, I mean, this is from major action, minor action, but you could downgrade a major action. Like, I'm sort of the opinion that if you wanted to use an action to do a bonus action thing, that you could. There are reasons that they don't allow that, like for power gamers, because then you have 2 bonus actions, and so you can do like the bonus action spell because of the way the rules work. But I'm also not. You're not doing that right now, so you're not trying to game the system. So if that's what you'd like your turn to be, I'm fine letting that be a turn.
Okay, no, then I'm still. Regardless, I'm gonna have to use my bonus action to heal Kyana. So, So instead of the 18 or so, it was only 14.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't have been able to summon the chalice. I can still use my movement, and then I will use my action to dash an additional 30 feet towards Kyana, gently pushing people out of the way.
Phew. Okay. Cool.
That should keep her up for just a little longer.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Hell yeah. Virla, your turn.
Come on, Virla.
I will.
Yeah, you
announce-
see the commotion going, people are starting to run, and you see that your group has decided to stay and fight. Crazy of them. They should get out of here like everyone else. What would you like to do?
No, Virla's gonna do that too. I'll announce as loudly as I can. Please exit in an orderly fashion. Your lives are in danger. Thank you. And I'll try and make my way there. I will move normally 30 feet. Bonus action, bring Bing up within 60 feet of me, which should...
Oh,
yes,
sweet.
Big. Ooh, there we go.
Are
put
we
me
flanking?
Exactly. I don't know if Bing is considered flanking.
Bing's not a creature.
Shame.
He doesn't have an AC or hit points or anything. He's just a
But
magical
I
effect.
should still be in range, though. Not from Bing, but for myself to cast Tash's Mind Whip.
Ooh.
This thing can't be smart.
Is the corpse fungus Smart. No.
I will also do it.
Phew.
Did I see the person that Kyana pointed out, the water genasi?
I don't know that you would have,
Okay.
actually. Unless
Then in
Kyana
that
said, I don't
case-
think Kyana didn't say anything, so.
No, I said that guy because I'm. Yeah.
I mean,
Feels weird
roll-
using his
okay.
name.
Virla, you can go ahead and roll an insight check, but it's going to be a pretty high DC.
That's fine.
Call it a 20 insight check to like read what Kyana's on about.
No, that's a 12.
Okay. Do you have an inspiration?
I do have inspiration. What is the dice that we're doing now?
I think it's
Or
a
is it real?
D8.
It's been a
You'd have to
D8.
roll really high. It's a D8. You'd have to roll max on it.
I believe.
Which, hey, you could do it.
No, 17.
Aw.
Sorry.
Shame.
That's all right. That's okay though, because I can see the what do you call it? Corpse spore
Corpse
fungus?
fungus.
The corpse fungus.
Corpse fungus,
Never
as well
good.
as the other
Never
spawned thing,
There,
right?
there
Every
is another
part
guy
of that
next
is
to
bad.
it, yeah.
Okay. I will cast Tasha's Mind Whip at the 3rd level, which any spell level above 2nd, I can target another creature as long as it's within 30
sweet.
feet of the first. So
Ooh.
Okay.
I'll do
Chain
the
mind whip.
Yeah.
corpse fungus and the other spawn.
Sweet.
body.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll. The corpse fungus has a -2, so that's a
Ooh.
-1 on the corpse fungus.
Good.
Cool.
And then the spawn of good boy intelligence is -3. Does a 15 save?
It does.
I rolled a natural 18. So
Dang,
the
all right.
spawn saves. The
Okay.
spawn
Improbable, but okay.
So the corpse fungus takes 13 points of psychic damage. The
Okay.
spawn takes 6.
6. Yep.
The corpse fungus can
right,
only
right.
choose action, reaction, or bonus action. Or sorry,
Oh.
action, bonus action, or move.
Or movement. Yeah.
It cannot
Oh.
react.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
That's huge.
Huge.
Is there a save for this, or is it just concentration?
I believe it's not a concentration thing. It's just the one round.
Yeah, you have to hit and those things happen.
So for
Okay.
the next round, it can't do that, but after that,
Got it. Well, that's
But I
huge.
have more
Awesome.
spell
Sweet.
slots.
Virla, is there anything else you'd like to do?
I believe that's all I can do. Bonus action to get Bing up, action for the mind whip, and I did my movement.
We'd love to see a full turn. All right. You
Ooh-da.
see Dani standing right there. You see all of the Campestri, the little singing mushrooms, stop singing, turn to
Oh,
you,
no.
their mouths open, they go,
no.
and they jump off the table. They're going to move
they evil?
5 feet.
Oh, fuck.
Of course, they're evil.
Oh my
They
god.
have a speed of 5, but they get within 20 feet of you. I'm so happy you moved to that place on the table.
It's Leacher Agent
Why
assholes.
why is this happening?
I hate every
They
single
are-
thing about this fight.
They are going to use spores. Could I get you to please make a
There's a fungus among
wisdom saving throw?
Oh, god damn it.
No,
Oh,
why would you
no.
do this, you monster?
Oh,
Happy birthday.
I'm
Wisdom save?
beelining towards Kyana right now, and then this happens in my periphery.
I
I'm
need
like,
to
oh.
check something real quick. Okay, I'm making a saving throw. I'm gonna use my flash of genius to add
Okay.
to add +3 to this, which negates my -1 to make it a +2 to my saving throw, which is gonna bring this to
Okay.
a total of 15.
Okay.
15 does save.
Oh.
You see, they shriek and they as a
God.
swarm they release these spores in this 20-foot
God.
radius. A bunch of people go down. You see, there's this crystal construct looking guy. He's like 12 feet tall, kind of like generally featureless, but does have like kind of a head. And as everyone just falls asleep around him, he just like looks back and forth, and this blue light lights up in him as he talks, and he goes, "That's typical." And
Oh.
that's just him doing his thing. But yeah, that's their turn. They can't do a lot. The initiative 0,
Oh, the fuck, man.
Oh, right, the guy.
which is, hold on, give me a sec. It's the guy, but it's also, at least, the guy is going to sprint, double dash, 30.
Running for his life. He's gonna blend in
That's-
perfectly.
Virla, you
That's-
are the most
that's him right
athletic
there.
and closest in terms of proximity.
And
Where'd he go?
you see,
Oh.
dressed in her uniform, Lise is going to come running up.
Woo! MVP.
10, 15, 20.
At least
25,
as a bard,
30.
if I remember correctly from episode 1, which I'm very
She is a
excited
bard.
about.
You you hear her shout to you, Finbar. She goes, "What the hell? Tell me your friends didn't do this."
Hey, I am stopping this.
Yeah, that's exactly what someone who caused this would do.
Oh, you think I can summon mushroom monsters?
Okay, well, whoever did this, dick move. My party, you
It's
see
that
as she
guy.
runs.
He just ran out of the room.
An astral arm points across the room. You see as she runs by, she picks up a glass of water off a table, sticks her finger in it, and begins to run it around the rim of the glass. The whole thing vibrates, and she's going to cast Shatter.
Hell yeah.
10-foot radius. So yeah, she's gonna put it up. It's gonna catch a little bit of the balcony, but let's see, what's her DC? That's just a 12. She's not. It's not
At least on the map.
super high, but. Okay, so it is going to succeed, but it's going to take half of that damage, which is half of 3d8. 3d8, that's awesome.
Shatter.
Y'all should cast
rocks.
Shatter more.
Shatter's a great spell.
17 down to 8, so it takes 8 thunder damage as the ringing of the glass reaches a fever pitch and then explodes outwards. And you see, like a piece of the plant goes the fungus bursts and pops, and the thing kind of goes and kind of shudders on its legs a little bit. Hell yeah. Kyana, it is your turn.
This is so nasty.
Back to the top of the initiative.
My Kyana.
You see this thing is weirdly confused. You can see the kind of what does Tasha's mind whip look like when Virla casts it?
Just NPR played on loop in someone's mind. I'm Ira
What would it
Glass,
be?
and welcome.
This is the closest thing to Virla using the Force, I think, that any of his spells get. And so there's really no visual indication that anything happened. It's really just sort of the wince and pain from the enemies that is kind of the... And I guess there is an intuition in Virla's heart that sort of indicates that the spell...
Virla knows.
Yeah.
Got it. So, Kyana, you have no indication that anything has happened to this plant.
Yeah.
But go ahead. What are you going to do with your turn?
Well, first of all, I'm getting off this friggin' fungus thing, because I don't want to find out what it does. Action number 1, get rid of the thing that reminds me too much of that stuff that happened.
All right, you can either use an action to just pick it off, it's gone, or you can use an attack, one of your 2 attacks, to try and kill it. It is easy to kill, I'll tell you that. I mean, it's basically a worm.
Do I get
So.
advantage because it's physically on me?
Nope.
Yeah, okay. The thing is, I've got too many things I need to do, because I'm guessing the Guildmaster did not, in fact, run away.
Yeah, he doesn't really have anywhere to go. He's a little pinned down in there.
So he's stuck
But
between
yeah,
it and the
people
wall.
are really clearing out at this point.
All right, the way I see it, I think going up the wall could work, but I also might just grab him and head for the staircase, because I can put myself between him and the thing on the stairs, and it doesn't seem
Cool.
too mobile.
Well,
I
grabbing him takes an attack. So if you wanted to squish, attack the thing to try and kill the little crawling thing
Yeah, that's
first,
what I was
and then use
thinking.
your second attack to grab, perfect.
think. So,
Yep, go ahead,
first try.
roll the squish.
Fortunately, I get a lot of attack actions if push comes to shove.
That's true.
All right,
Roll
number
squish.
1, regular squish. Oh, sorry, hold on. We're good. It didn't fall on the floor.
Wrong. Where is
Okay. Well, that adjusts to a dirty 20, so I'm guessing
Okay.
I hit.
It
All
has
right,
an AC
and
of
it-
6.
Okay, cool. It was still
and it has-
Wait, actually, it wasn't possible for me to miss unless I crit failed.
It has 1 hit point.
All right, so 7. It dies.
Yeah, you just
Splat.
splat, kill this,
Yep.
squish this thing. It's pretty yucky, but that's your first attack.
Oh, my nice new robes. All right. So the next part of my action, because it's the same attack action, I'm going to try and grab the Guildmaster, and I want to be as non-threatening as possible. I'm getting you out of here, man. So please don't fight me on this.
All right, is that what you say? Do you say anything like?
I'm one of Finbar's friends. You know Finbar,
All
right?
right. You've never spoken to this figure,
I
but
know he's
they have kind of an otherworldly. He has kind of an otherworldly voice. Oh, one of Finbar's friends. Kind lad. Oh, you're getting me out of here. Oh,
Yes,
and then you
yes,
just
I'm getting you out of
you just scoop him up. How are you gonna carry him?
Bridal carry.
You just scoop him up.
only
Human
way.
arms or astral arms.
I think I need to keep the astral arms free for punching.
Cool.
So we're gonna
Cool.
do human
So-
arms.
Human arms scoop and then go ahead and run.
Yeah, we're running
Run,
straight for the.
run.
Yeah, okay, so this is just my movement, I guess. Oh, and I'm gonna use my bonus action.
So
if I don't
you're
disengage,
you're
he'll get an attack of opportunity as a reaction, but that'll be the only thing he can do, right? Because it's either bonus action, reaction, or...
I think he does. Does he not have a reaction while he's been mind whipped?
So meta, he does not have a reaction. But
well, you know
I
what? I
asked
think
Virla,
I would be...
and there's no indication that the spell has been cast. Then
Yeah,
again, I
I
mean,
think
you
that-
fought with that's actually not super fair. You've seen Virla use this spell a lot, even in the time we've been playing, and you've seen him use it within 8 months. So I'm gonna say
Right.
that with your high insight, it's a reasonable. If you had like a bad insight, I'd say you might not know, but your
Hey.
insight is reasonable
Okay.
that you would be pretty sure what's going on here.
Okay, in that case, I will save my bonus action for a dodge, so that I can continue to not immediately die. So I'm
You'll be
instead
at
of using
half
my
movement, just so you know.
I will be. Okay, so that means I
Yeah.
can only get 22 feet. I'm guessing that rounds down
20
to 20
feet.
20
Yep.
feet. All right, let's see.
Unless you dash and you can go twice as far.
Right, and that would be my bonus action.
That would be your
5,
bonus
10,
action.
15, 20. Yeah, why not? 25, 30, 35, 40. We're up the stairs partially.
Sweet. Yeah, you start running up this spiral staircase past these beautiful trees. They're like conifer trees, but they've got like fruit on them, which is atypical. Like there's like big like nectarine looking things on there.
Fancy.
You pick him up. He's he's like 6.5 feet tall.
Yeah,
He's
that's
pretty
pretty short.
light though. You pick him
that's
up.
useful.
He's pretty light. But yeah, you pick him up. He's like, oh, I've not been carried like this in some time.
It's a party. It's for all kinds of new experiences. Okay. All right. I'm still very squishy
Fantastic.
this round, but
It is the corpse flower's turn. The corpse fungus's turn.
Oh no.
Fantastic. You can only do a movement, or an action, or a bonus action, correct?
oh crap.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't want to screw myself over, but it occurs to me I left the threatened area of its little zombie puppet.
You're gonna get one claw attack from that dude. Thank you for reminding me. He can't do his nasty thing. He can just roll one attack.
Come at me, bro.
That's only a 14 to hit.
That misses. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty slow and bad, so it just kind
My
of
honesty did not screw me over.
just kind of misses. Yeah, fantastic. You see, it misses over. This thing cannot do much. It's going to use a bonus action to secrete another fungus spawn
Gross.
in 5 feet of it.
I hate everything about this fight.
More spawning enemies is awesome for me. Fantastic.
So what a sad
So that's the
hero,
bonus action. And now these two things are going to go. And these guys are going to go 5, 10, 15, 20,
Back, spawn of
25,
hell.
30.
Aha! Just out of reach.
Yeah, you kind of got to go over the edge of the stairs because I let you go over the edge because you have the spider climb boots and it's not that high. But this is basically a zombie. It's got to walk all the way around. So you are lucky in this respect. But he is
Damn
going.
right I
I am
am.
going to need you. Let's start with him. He cannot make a multi-attack, but he will in fact
gonna
use
spit something
his
gross, isn't
burrowing fungus. So please make a dex
Is
save.
what?
Burrowing.
Burrowing.
Alright, dex save.
Not a
Okay,
great
just a
word.
second. I rolled a 13, my dexterity is plus... Oh, right, my dex save is plus 6, 19.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You
Nice.
see the astral arm
Yeah.
just swats it away without you even turning around. Fantastic. Now we're coming up on Finbar. Let's get. That is Finbar, right? Yep. Finbar. We're gonna take 2 claws.
Oh, you're
he's
attacking.
attacking me.
Never mind.
The fungus
Yes.
guys are a ways off, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those-
he's
The Campestri have a movement of 5, so they're probably not even gonna get to you for a while.
Danny's in the world's
They
slowest
basically have
standoff.
one shot in their locker, and they used it. This guy's going to attack twice with the claws, and
Seeing
then
mushrooms betrayed me.
I'm gonna need a dex save from Finbar, but we're gonna do attacks first.
okay.
A 16.
He's not dressed
and-
to party, right?
Correct. I mean, be honest with me, Wally. Do you think Finbar would wear a breastplate to a fancy gala
No.
event?
No.
Okay, yeah.
Not even under the chef's jacket? I think you could have pulled that off.
Just like a Kevlar
dirty
vest.
20 and a 16
Yeah.
to hit.
We live weird lives,
Both
man.
hit.
Okay.
No!
Ah!
Damn it!
So first,
Yeah.
you're gonna take you take 9 slashing
Okay.
and 10 necrotic. I rolled really well
Okay.
on that. I rolled almost max. And then you take That's a lot lower. You take 5 slashing. And also lower 7 necrotic.
Okay.
And then I need you to please make a dex save.
Dex save coming up. Cool. 12, 16.
Yep, this thing, you also dodge this. It's pretty slow, you realizing the fungus thing, but they're doing it every round for free, basically.
Boo.
Dani, you are up.
Alright, Danny's on the table. I'm hoping that fungi are weak to fire, because I'm going to use a scorching ray, and Dani, reaches into the part of her dress where the boobs are and pulls out the Barodian fluctuator using nature's pockets as God intended, and I'm gonna whip it around and point it at the big guy, the big fungi, to fire off these beams.
Is the life of the party. Okay.
Between that and the slit in the dress.
The first one.
Dealing that Dani fancy.
We've got big fight from Zorro energy going on.
That's all I've ever wanted. First one is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, who are you hitting? Are you hitting the corpse fungus, or are you
the
hitting
large corpse fungi?
Yeah,
guy.
cool.
Big bad, if you will.
Cool. Yep.
And this
So to
first
speak,
one
yeah.
gets my D8 from my artificer's weapon.
That it does.
Ooh, rolled really well too. That is 15 points of fire damage on the first one.
Wait, did you roll the hit?
Yeah, I rolled a 23. I assume that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, 15 points of fire damage is awesome. Go ahead and roll again.
Does it look like it's what the? Is it
normal straight
strength
damage?
damage? Okay, dang it.
Yep, surprisingly not vulnerable to this.
Dang it. Yeah. Second one is going to be math. That's 24 to hit.
Yep, totally.
And that is 3 points of fire damage. Not amazing. This third one is natural 20. Okay.
Ooh, that's max on the dice.
Yep. So that's
Yeah.
Plus the dice roll.
Please toast
2d6.
the
So
big
that's
bad in one
12
round.
plus 12 plus 7. So that's
19.
19 points of fire damage.
What would we do without you, Red?
I literally am so bad at that.
It's so funny too. I think of myself as pretty good at doing these math on the fly when I'm a player. I'm constantly paying attention to other people's rolls, and I'm like, oh, I think I forgot this. When I'm the DM and suddenly I feel like I've got 12 plates spinning, when I'm the DM,
Yep.
he'd be like, Austin, what's 2 times 1? I'd be like, oh god, wait, where's the calculator?
Yeah. So blam, blam,
Never
blam.
be too careful.
Roy Mustang versus Envy Fire Bolt. To that Big John. And with my bonus action, out of spite, I will turn the Force Ballista on the singing mushroom.
Hit
so
it,
cute.
do it.
Nah, they deserve to die.
We're gonna
I
get a
trampled by,
mushroom
like,
skewer,
a running
lads.
passerby at some point, though.
That's a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
Yeah.
I rolled almost really good. That is 14 points of force damage, and they get pushed back 5 feet.
Their
Are they functioning
speed?
as a swarm?
Their speed is
or-
5. So
They are a swarm, but they do not resist force damage. Yeah, you see this thing like a bowling ball goes through them. You fully depleted half of them, Dani.
Okay.
You
So
hear
they're just
tiny screams.
skewered. I like the idea that they're like pinned to that fancy table or cake or whatever it is by the little force ballista.
It's more like an air cannon going through, like, if you had, like an air cannon. Like, imagine you had a bunch of confetti on the ground and you shot an air cannon.
Yeah.
the world's worst
me,
splitter.
brother!
They shriek in terror.
Do not
Dani just-
deny me my warrior's death!
Jenny's just gonna I'm looming on the table. I'm
Write
trying
a
to be as
cutscene.
scary as possible to these mushrooms.
Write a 6-second cutscene of avenging their fallen. Oh my god, Dani, that's
One of them,
awesome.
like,
Is there anything else Dani would like to do
paste
on this
of
turn?
Do I want to move at all? That's the real question. I kind of like my line of sight that I got going here. Yeah, I'll stay put.
She likes to be tall.
I do like to be tall.
You do all that and then blow the smoke off of the end of your fluctuator, and then you hear down sitting beside you, someone down sitting behind the table. You hear someone say, "Are you doing fine up there?"
Hey!
You see, he's totally sitting down there.
It's our Captain
yeah.
friend.
Yeah, Davian's totally sitting down there.
Real rude of
We found
you
the
to not
safest-
help, and I'll just like turn back
You
to
found
the
the safest
combat.
place in the room, and it's behind
God.
you.
Dani,
You wound me. You speak to my pride. You do not even know me that well, and yet you speak right to my. You cut right to the bone. It is true. I'm sorry. Okay. You see, he pulls a sword from the side of his belt.
Allies.
We got some
Alright.
swashbuckling happening.
Fantastic. Finn, you're up.
Okay, now I will summon the chalice.
Yeah.
okay.
Woo.
I will grip
Starry
my star
light.
map.
Kiana's
yeah.
like veil starts to sparkle in the starlight you shed.
Oh, neat.
fun little
Can't
thing.
quite do some healing this round. But with the star map in my hand, it will begin to glow intensely and coalesce into a tiny star, and I will cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
Um,
You do have a baddie within 5 feet of you, so it'll be disadvantage, but
yeah, sure. The
Okay.
Corpse Flower.
sweet. Go for it.
Disadvantage. Okay. Oh, that sucks. Okay. It was a 16 and a crit.
Well, that's gonna hit. So
Yeah, I wanted a crit on
the
Guiding
crit
Bolt,
would have been
though.
pretty awesome on a guy.
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, total of 24 to hit. This is 4d6.
Yes. Yes. Ha ha ha. Yes.
Okay, there's some nice numbers here. 11 plus 18 radiant damage.
Nice.
Hot damn.
We'll throw an extra d6 on there. So as the guiding bolt hits this corpse fungus, it will explode, revealing the 2 pixies that hitched a ride.
And they do an additional.
D6, and I rolled max on that, so 6.
Nice.
Piercing.
Yes, Finbar.
Okay, yeah. It does not have any special resistance or anything to piercing like that. So sweet.
Now I'm
Hot
ready to
damn.
rumble. Let's dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot damn. Firla, you're up. What would you like to do?
so did I see
Yes. I would say if you're talking about the guy, yeah.
the water genasi? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna track him basically. See the
Okay,
direction that he's running, and cast Dimension Door right in front of him.
Oh, go full Terminator.
Virla, Virla, Virla.
So I will have him bump into me, and I will just sort of politely ask, "And where are you going?" Meanwhile,
Back at the ranch.
Cool.
that's all I can do actually. Yeah.
You teleports, and with like weird quickness, he turns and sees you. I didn't expect you to catch up to him. What do you say? There's a moment where he like realizes you can kind of like you've made him, right? Not only is it he's surprised that someone teleported next to him, but he sees that. But then also there's a moment where he locks on, and also you realize that like he sees that you've made him. Essentially, he understands what's going on here. His like false kind of look of fear drops, and he says, "Back to the brood. Care to join?" He's going to use 3 of his legendary actions. Please make a DC 17 Constitution saving throw. As it is
Oh
the
my
end of your turn.
god.
I'm
No!
in danger. If this is for being poisoned, I have advantage.
It is not.
Okay. Just wanted to add that in there.
Pepper in
If
the
this is
fact
about being
that I am a
diseased, I
robot.
am immune.
Nope, it's not about disease either.
Ooh, natural 19, 21.
Hell yeah. Woo.
Okay, so you do save. So you take 26 half to 13 necrotic damage. As you see, his
Okay.
eyes go black, and as he breathes, spores just kind of come out and like catch on you, but you don't breathe in, so it's not so bad for you. Definitely, it feels bad. You feel life kind of draining from you.
I just
As he
reupholstered that.
uses essential reduction,
Ouch.
and then just grins. He's gonna.
You said he had
yeah, he'll get
3
to go.
legendary actions?
He used all 3. It takes, sometimes some abilities cost 1 legendary action,
Oh,
some
I
abilities
see,
cost
gotcha.
2, his cost 3. The swarm is going to move 5 feet closer,
Again.
and that's all they can do. They have a reach of 0. They have to be in your space.
Nice.
Does
My
being on
loyal
top of
enemy.
the table preclude that?
I know, right? I'm like,
At this
high
point,
They're
the
gonna form a
NPCs
little
go.
tower to climb
Yes. Prove
you
your
see
worth,
the water
Davian.
the water genasi fully disappears.
That's probably for the
Okay.
best.
He didn't double tap. We're good. If Fearla Dimension Doored out and immediately died, how long would it even take us to notice?
Fair.
You see, he
I guess Bing
fully
would
disappears.
disappear.
It like goes off into the crowd. I mean, you can still chase him. That's not true. He's running, but he does a double dash. Elise is going to
Come on, Elise.
block. Shit, she's going to. She looks to Finbar. She holds her hands up. Your element, not mine. Plan something.
Take the little ones out. Leave the big one for Dani. Stay alive. That's it.
Sweet.
That's how all our plans go.
Fantastic.
Well, someone's enjoying the party.
laughing maniacally on the table behind us.
Fighting. This is a good party.
You see, she's just gonna do the same thing again to target both the creatures, but first she's going to bonus action. She catches the attention, or you see she does the rim thing on the glass, and as it resonates, you see almost like the head of the fungus spawn kind of vibrate as well. She's going to use taunt. So you have to make a charisma save or have disadvantage on ability checks, attack rolls, and saving throws until the start. That's going to be bad. I assume this dead thing has a penalty to charisma.
But it seems so
Correct,
charming.
-4. So it rolled a 6. So yeah, that's disadvantage. And then she's going to cause it to make a con save as she hits it with another shatter.
Woo! Shatter.
Good combo. That's a fail. And then the corpse flower. Whoops, I rolled 2 dice when I should have rolled 1 for the corpse flower. The corpse fungus. Corpse fungus also fails. So they are both going to take 3d8 thunder damage.
Good.
15 for both of them.
Solid.
Yeah, she's pretty cool, turns out.
Yeah.
She's all right.
You see Davian gets up and he's just gonna go start hacking into those compestry.
Yes.
Pretty sure he's a swashbuckler. He gets 3 attacks. I'm pretty sure it's impossible for him not to kill these things.
An epic battle with the tiny mushroom people.
Prove your worth.
Finally.
It's my very first birthday I've been invited to. You come and ruin the whole thing. He's just like swishing his sword through
First
them.
party? Oh no, he only just climbed the social ranks. No wonder he was willing to talk to us.
This is your first
You
party
rolled
and
a
you were a dick
natural
to
one.
me? Come on, man.
A natural 8. Oh, he does hit once. Okay, he hits twice. Let's see if he
Davian,
can
we
do
were
it.
rooting for you. We were all
I'm
rooting
still
for
rooting
you.
for him. Don't discourage him. It's his first day. Positive reinforcement.
5 and 6. It's not. They're not dead. They got 2 hit points left.
No.
It's gonna be real embarrassing if they kill him.
Why won't you not stay dead? He's trying to stab at them like he's skewering
Never fought
mushrooms.
swarms before, I see.
No, Davian.
Fantastic. And then, now it's Kyana's turn.
Come on,
You got this thing
Kyana.
right on your. You got this thing right on your ass. What are you gonna do? Chasing you up the stairs.
I'm still prioritizing getting the. Okay, yeah. Once I get the guildmaster, I see the gold dragon head on the map. That's like over the balcony, right? It's not like blocking
Yep.
the way. Okay.
Yeah, it's like over a doorway actually.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'm gonna make this thing work to catch up with me, so I can take my time wailing on it later.
Nice.
Okay.
Because I can put more distance between us. So I'm still moving at half speed, so I'm just gonna do my regular move. Now, let's see. I believe I can use an action or a bonus action to dash.
Correct. You're a monk.
Of course, that does
Yeah, you're a monk.
preclude that I can use my action for something important. Well, I guess the dodge action would be useful. Could I use them both to dash?
Yeah.
All right. I don't think that'll be necessary. I want to get him in the middle so that he's as far away from the stairs as possible on either side. So that's honestly fine. So I'm going to use my bonus action to patient defense so that the next time it attacks me, it'll be at disadvantage.
Nice.
I'm
Hell yeah.
really not dealing that much damage this turn, but I'm also not dying, which is, I think, a plus. So
It is true.
It's a trade-off.
All right,
Yeah,
Kyana, does
yeah.
that end your turn?
I think that ends my turn. That's my movement, my action, and my bonus action. So yeah.
The corpse fungus. Now, remind me, Virla, is that affects the Tasha's mind whip over?
Yes,
Should
it's
be.
only 1 turn.
Cool. It is going to digest a corpse as a bonus action.
Oh.
Oh,
The bartender.
Oh,
don't do
I
that.
forgot. Bartender's not there. I did forget actually. It gets it had an area effect that should have affected Kyana, but that's on me. I forgot about it, so it won't go off.
If it was a dex save, I probably would have been okay.
No, it was a con save. It's an aura thing, but no one's close enough to it. It regains 9 hit points from digesting a corpse.
How dare you?
I don't like that.
Fantastic. And so is going to dash. It's going to go 5, 10, 15,
don't you
20
dare.
underneath. And then it's going to climb with its climb speed. 5, 10, 15, 20. It is basically under the railing here. So on its next turn, you can't see it, Kyana. It's underneath the balcony here. It's stuck on the bottom.
Okay, I can't see it, but like, do
you
I
could
know
see
that?
where it went. You
Okay.
get what's going
Hear it.
on. What I mean
Oh,
is
God.
that if you went and stood over here, you wouldn't be in melee with it. You'd be on the other
Right.
side of a wall from it.
I have
but yeah.
another important question. How much more wall do I have above me that I can spider climb
Oh,
up
this
with
room
this
is
guy?
huge.
Yes.
So I can just keep going up if
Yeah,
necessary.
Up and away.
Yeah,
Perfect.
you see,
All
like, you
right.
got another like 60 feet on it.
Oh, thank goodness. All right,
To
my
go- to
running away
climb.
plan is still on the table.
Sweet. So that's its turn, and now the bad guys are going to go. This one is going to dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, and get
No!
melee with you.
Boo! Stop that.
This one's just going to move over a little bit, and it has disadvantage on its attacks, but it's going to make 2 attacks on you, Finn. Here we go.
All right. It's probably gonna hit.
Come on,
Well, the first one is only an 8 to hit.
Nope.
Hey, Elisa's got your back.
Yeah.
Remember that. The second one is still a natural 11, so a total of 17 to hit.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Finbar.
4 slashing,
Okay.
10 necrotic.
10. Okay.
Yep. Ooh.
Not fun.
Okay, can I get you to make a dex save, please?
Dex save coming right up. 11 plus 4, 15.
That will save. You do not get hit with the little thing, the worm.
Oof.
Fantastic.
So the one that
By the
moved
way,
up on me.
Noir.
Oh wait, it dashed. It can't take an action, right? The one
The one that's on you cannot take an action. Did take an
Oh,
action, yeah.
okay.
Can't attack.
I was
so
waiting
that's the
for it
only
to-
attacks that are coming this turn. Hey, Noir, do you recognize these monsters?
Should I?
Did you turn him on a party at one point?
These are the things that almost killed Beanie on that shipwreck.
Oh.
That's what I thought. You mentioned like fungi that like would attach onto you. Or
It's a different
something like
flavor,
that.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Those other ones were worms. These ones are funguses, but yes.
Yes.
Dislike.
Ooh.
For the
No,
audience,
not.
Beanie is a character that I play in another in like a home campaign that Austin also runs. Sophia's part of it too.
Hell yeah.
Beanie is my little precious goblin rogue.
Yes.
and I
sweet
love
baby
him.
boy. Sweet innocent child.
Dani, you're up.
All right. How dexterous does the really big fungi look?
Well, it's a big plant, kind of balancing on tendrils, so it's okay. It's it's not a rogue. It's not a rock.
You do have advantage to hit it because it took damage from the guiding bolt. So
Okay.
that is
That's true.
Also another
In
option.
that case, I'm gonna rely on Old Reliable and do a Scorching Ray because she does damage.
Yes, good.
She do the damage.
All right, so Danny's gonna, she's basically switching between like cannon in one hand, fluctuator in the other, just like pow pow. So
wielding.
first we'll do the fluctuator and cast Scorching Ray, aiming the 3 beams at the big boy as per before. And you said I have advantage on the first hit because of
Advantage on the first one, which is also going to get your extra D8.
yes. So don't fuck me.
Crit.
Thank you, Finbar, because that is a natural 20.
Very good.
That'll go.
All right, so that is 30 points of fire damage on the first hit.
Jesus. Dani, I mean, that's epic. It's not dead, but how do you, describe that, please? What does that look like? As you focus in at this glowing point, this guiding bolted point on this giant fungus.
Yeah, right before she fires, she turns to Davian and she's like, "Hey, Davian, watch this shit." And then I'm gonna whip, on the finger, hook, whip the fluctuator around in a circle before reaching over and, honing in on a specific spot on the fungi's back to fire off the bolt after
Holy
observing
shit.
for a fight.
This poor man is
I
gonna be
thought you were a
smitten.
mechanic.
It's not fair.
I'm a really good mechanic and I'm gonna fire off the next bolt.
Yes.
That is a 22 to hit.
Yep. By the way, it has an AC of 12.
Not
No one has
as
come
good.
close to learning. I just thought you should know.
4 points of fire damage, and then the third beam
Okay.
is a 17 to hit.
Yep.
Yep, that'll hit.
And
Please
that
kill it.
is 8 points of fire damage.
Damn. Yeah, it couldn't take another turn like that.
Good. That's good.
Does it look like Davian has the fungi guys handled?
Don't worry, I have these handled. One is like, what he's trying to
so
skewer
small.
water that keeps jumping
so
away. They're so tiny, I gotta get them.
All right, I'm gonna let you try and wrestle with that
I have
one.
a piercing
Danny
weapon,
will,
they are
like,
very small.
looking at Davian wrestling with them, being like, "This is sure he's got that." Fire off the Force Ballista at the big fungi man monster.
Oh, hell yeah.
With my bonus action,
Okay.
that is a 14 to hit.
That will hit.
Nice.
12.
It's a big, soft mushroom monster.
Oh, stop describing its texture.
Ooh, pretty
So
good
it's-
damage.
The thing to remember is that it's not just soft, it's really rubbery.
That's 15 points of force damage, and he's technically pushed back 5 feet, which I don't know if he is attached to something.
Squinches against the wall.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, he's basically against the wall, so it just kind of, yeah, just the thing is kind of against the wall, then suctions off.
Oh. Gotta run up! Run up!
Okay.
And now that people are starting to move away from me, and I assume the crowd is thinning out, Dani will use her
Yeah, it's pretty
movement
thin
on
at
this
this
turn. Can I get up onto the small singing mushroom table?
Yeah, totally.
Wade through the little mushroom guys.
Yeah, I just move from table to table. I just give him a little skirt.
Parkour.
And that is...
Don't worry, I have this underhand.
Yeah, you
yeah,
got
whatever. That's my turn.
Okay.
One of the mushrooms just bites at your ankle. Doesn't
I like
get
to
any
think that,
skin,
like,
it just
Plug
gets
just, like,
dressed and it's like
swats it.
holding on as you run.
Kick.
Finn, you're up. Finn.
Oh wow, my turn already. I will. I'm pretty like my uniform's ripped up at this point, and it's kind of mad. I like the uniform. But I reach out underneath my belt, pull out Leyland, and I'm like, all right, I gotta stay in this fight, and I will cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Yeah.
At the 3rd level, 29 hit points.
Nice.
That's really
On what
good.
level spell was that?
That's a 3rd level Cure Wounds.
That's okay, that's a high level, but even so, that's pretty crazy.
Because I get the extra D8 from the Chalice, a D4 from Leyland. And then bonus action, I don't have anything particularly offensive, but I will turn invisible.
Oh,
Nice.
So
Adios.
I disappear in a shower of starlight from this creature.
Ah, great. Finbar's gone.
And I will rotate. If it can't see me, it can't really make attacks of opportunity.
Correct, it cannot make attacks of opportunity a creature cannot see.
Nice.
Little rules is written thing. Abuse that, DM players. Abuse that to your DMs.
sneaky.
I have a lot.
And I will, I mean, most people can't see, but I will move sort of towards Virla's direction, keeping the corpse flower and everybody else in line of sight.
Sweet.
And that will be my turn.
Speaking of Virla, you returned to yourself a little bit after that desiccating blow. The water genasi out of sight now. Or not,
Dang.
yeah, basically
I
out of
lost sight
sight,
of him.
running away. What would you like to do?
I would like to run after him, but if I can't see him, I know that.
I mean,
I don't really
that's
know
not
what's
really
going
fair
on.
to me. He ran 60 feet. You could catch
60.
up to him if you wanted to.
I will commit his mind to memory. I will move 30 feet, and looking through Bing now, what's the scene looking like? The corpse
yeah, you
fungus
can
is
see
on the balcony.
the fungus is like up underneath the balcony, climbing up towards where Kyana is, and there's 2 of these fungal spawn guys, one down on the dance floor, and then one chasing Kyana in melee with her.
Yep.
Okay.
As you stand across the room at the door, yeah, like Bing like turns up and looks up at the big
Yeah.
dragon head that's overhead and the corpse flower, everything that's going on.
And it's an upward angle, so I'm not going to hit anyone. Okay, lightning
Correct.
bolt.
Oh,
I was gonna say mostly people have moved too. All right, that's a
Yeah.
dex save from a plant.
Yeah.
12.
That fails.
yes.
Yes.
I feel like no one ever
86
fails
lightning
against you.
damage. Yeah, 24.
All right, pretty good. This thing is looking on Laszlo. You see, fully puts a hole through the corpse fungus here, and the whole thing shudders and groans.
Oh, it's so nasty.
It's so close to dead, man.
I will use my bonus action to move bang just up onto the table just to get a better vantage of things. And that'll be my move.
The swarm is gonna. It's doing this. It moves into range of Davian and is going to make an attack. It has a plus 0 to hit.
Oh my god. This fucking thing.
He dies right now.
He has class levels, okay? He's got hit points.
5. Rolls a 5. It misses. They're just like squirming on him.
I'm so happy this is
I
happening.
killed a giant stork. This is extremely undignified.
Will you please just take that thing out already? Jesus.
Hey, they got him outnumbered.
Why are you so rude?
Be
I did
nice.
not know you. You cannot speak to me like that.
Newbies.
You're doing great.
Elise is going to look to you as a cue, and you see, she
She
reaches
can't see me,
into
but okay.
well, that's exactly as you disappear.
She just knows where you are.
She's looking to you as a
okay.
cue. Reaches into her pouch, pulls out 2 spices, and as she claps her hands together, she's going to cast invisibility on herself.
Now it's even harder to spot.
And she's going to move. All right, that is her turn. Kyana, you're up.
Come on, Kyana.
There's nowhere safe I can put this guy down and start punching dudes.
Kyana just bridal carries him all the way to the ceiling.
That's genuinely probably the move.
Your arms
Silver
are
spider?
very comforting.
Oh, thank you so much. I've never been told that before. Okay, we're going up.
I've never
Don't
said
forget,
it to
don't
anyone.
let go. Aw, all right, we're going straight up. I'm guessing the little guy hopefully can't climb because I'm not going to be in a good position to fight him.
This is thrilling for me. I love new experiences.
Oh, that's
guy okay?
Great, happy to provide.
Is this
This
guy
party's
good?
honestly going better than I expected. All right, 20 feet straight up from my regular movement.
Fantastic. He's going to take 1 swipe at you.
Yeah,
Claw.
I can probably take that.
Natural 1.
Yes. Okay. Phew. All right. All right. Well, I know the corpse flower can climb, so I'm gonna climb another 20 feet. Is there
Okay.
like stuff in the? Are there like beams or ornamental arches with like footholds or something? Just. I know I can stick to the sheer wall, but I'd feel more comfortable if I had like toe
A
holds.
3-point rule.
Not yet. Mostly it's like paintings and shit that you're either running around or running over, depending on
I'm
Kiana's
trying not to
outlook.
damage anything.
Okay, yeah, you're running around.
We work for Hera. I don't want to wreck their stuff. Okay, 20, 40. All right, and then I'm going to do another bonus action, patient defense, just in case, just so anything they sling at me, they have more ranged attacks, has disadvantage, because I am also tanking hits for the guy I'm carrying.
Sweet.
And
The
I think I have
corp-
like another 20 feet of runway before I hit the ceiling officially.
Oof.
Yeah. Corpse fungus is kind of in a bad spot as your turn
Good.
ends. Climb up. You're 40 feet up.
I am, yes.
Yeah,
I
it
could've
just
gotten
climbs 20 feet. It just climbs 20 feet up the wall after you. It doesn't really have much to do. As it drops a no, it's gonna heal itself. It's gonna digest one of the dead
How
bodies.
dare
in
you?
it.
I really hope it's
It
not
gets
Dexter's.
another 9 hit points.
Boo.
Ah, gross.
The soundtrack of this fight is yakety sax, for the record.
Yeah, those. By the way, Kyana, as you're above it, looking down, you see one of the bodies that's in it. Like, it's got these like white kind of veins that are like trapping each of the dead bodies. You see the dead body that it consumes, like rots and turns into that mulch, just like Kror did, and then kind of like dissolves away, and there's just skeleton left inside.
Ah! There's totally a fungus conspiracy! Wait, have the rest of us heard this? Is this still just between
Full
Viru and
transparency,
Finbar?
I fought Zugmayat in a home-brewed campaign, home campaign years ago.
Oh, okay.
So there's nothing really for a bunch of these funguses to do. I guess this one's just gonna go towards Dani.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right, Dani, it's gonna make the one that's under you, Kyana, could literally do nothing. You fully trapped it.
Slippers of spider
Dani, it's gonna
climb.
make 2 attacks on you with claws. That is a 10 to hit.
That misses.
Oh,
Wait a minute. I believe it misses if you're wearing armor.
Nope, my AC is 12 because I have a +2 dex bonus.
Oh, I keep thinking you're
Yeah.
Dula who has a penalty to dex.
Yes, my character in the campaign mentioned with Beanie made dex her dump stat. It's a warlock. She goes down constantly.
I also rolled a 22, so that's gonna hit you.
Yeah,
Okay.
that hits regardless of shield. So.
That's 8 slashing
Okay.
and 4 necrotic.
Okay.
Please make a dexterity saving throw.
I will use my flash of genius to Dani goes like matrix vision and just kind of like scopes out to add 3 to that roll, which will bring me to a total of 14.
14 will succeed. And finally, the last one that it dropped. Actually, the one that it dropped as it was climbing with the bonus action sort of can take some falling damage.
Wait, did it drop one or did it digest a guy?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. It did digest one. My mistake.
Okay.
I was gonna say. You're right. Sorry. My bad with the bonus action.
Still horrible, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So
Gotta
that
be
ends their turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Danny, you're up. You got this guy in front of you now. So
Yeah, is there any,
range stuff is gonna be tricky.
Is there any like loose plates or cups on the table?
Totally. There's a ton of that.
All right,
shit.
I want to grab like a serving tray or something. I'm gonna yuck it up in the air and like roundhouse kick it and cast catapult on it and send it hurtling in
Oh.
a straight line towards the big fungi guy. He has to make a DC 15 dex save.
Plus 0.
You
15.
hear a voice.
I hear a voice.
You hear a voice say, Dan, don't break anything.
Too late.
I did roll a 15. What does that mean?
It means he takes no damage. Dang it.
You see the plate hits it and cuts through, and it's just not bothered because it's a dead guy.
Are you freaking kidding me? I hate it when spells don't do much.
were you slinging it at the big guy on the wall or the zombie in front of you?
The big guy on the wall.
Yeah.
Oh.
Does
No,
he have a
it's
different
sorry. It's even better.
dexterity?
It's a higher dexterity.
Oh.
My mistake.
Dang it.
But yeah, sorry. Good looking out. I thought you were taking the one in front of you. Sweet. Okay, Finn, you're up. You're invisible.
Nope. I have a bonus action.
Oh, sorry. Oh my goodness.
How dare you?
The Austin goofs abound. Please go.
Yeah, I have
Master
a
Master
force
okay.
ballista, which once again I will look over to see if Davian is doing okay.
He's just covered in these things.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty much where you left him.
They've got him like tied down Gulliver's Travels style.
No, he's. I mean, he's making his way through it.
Dude,
Yeah.
handle the mushrooms, man. It's like a barely tougher than a
Handling
soup.
the mushrooms.
And I will use the force
Positive
ballista
reinforcement.
to fire at the big man on the wall.
All right, go ahead and roll.
That is a-
You have a disadvantage on the attack.
Disadvantage on the attack. Gotcha. Well, it's still a 22 to hit. Whew.
Why do I even fucking bother making you roll? Yeah, you hit.
Nice. All right, where are my d8s? Ooh, pretty good. That is 16 points of force damage, and he's technically get squished against the
Nice.
wall more, I guess.
Yeah, 16. Damn. Spitting distance.
Just like 1 foot on the zombie in front of me. Cannon aims. Calm down, man.
Huge hole in this thing. This thing's shuddering. It is barely hanging on. Birla, what would you like to do?
Cool. Let's make sure it can't hang on anymore.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Finbar's turn, not Virla's. I did skip.
Nice.
Yeah. Finbar, what would you like to do?
Once again, with the star map in hand, coalesce sunlight, one more guiding bolt.
All right, please roll the hit.
Okay. That's a nat 17, 25 total.
How do you? Please finish it.
Okay. That is 11 points of radiant.
And what happens?
Is it down?
Yeah, it's dead.
Oh, thank
It
you.
had 4 hit points
Well,
left.
I'd like
so gross.
the corpse of it to make a strength saving throw.
Fails.
Okay. So again, the guiding bolt hits this corpse flower. This time, instead of 2 pixies, it's all the pixies. Because it failed its strength saving throw, I get to the swarm, or be moved. The swarm can move at 15 feet horizontally in the direction that I choose.
Nice.
So they pull it off the wall and they throw it to the ground.
Metal.
I was thinking it was gonna
This
land on the
huge
other guy,
body.
but that works too.
This huge body just crushes on the ground and like splats. Stuff goes flying everywhere.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Finbar goes, that's my bad. I'll clean that up.
All right, Virla, what would you like to do?
I want to chase after the guy. I don't know if I can see him now, though. I only move 30 feet. But it seems as though the rest
Go
of
ahead,
the
make a
group
perception
has-
check.
Yeah. It seems the rest of the group has the main gala area covered, so I'm gonna I'm gonna focus my attention on the guy.
Okay.
I got a 4.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Noir? You said you
4.
rolled a 4?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. You catch a glimpse, and then a person passes in front of this Genasi, and on the other side, when they get to the other side, the Genasi's gone.
Oh, he did the Batman goodbye.
I will still expend. I will still dash just to move as much as possible, thinking that he just kept moving. So I'm just gonna keep going in the same direction, 60 feet, hoping that I can see him.
Yeah, people are like filing out now. It's a little less crazy. People are still moving fast as you run and get out into that crowd. Like, look around. Like, this guy's gone. Like, you don't see him anywhere.
Dang.
Ding, ding, ding.
All right. Action. Was the perception check my action? Or
nope.
Okay.
You did dash though.
I
I technically should be, but
it's okay. That's probably my turn then. I wanted to focus on
Okay.
finding the guy, but the dice weren't on my side this time. Oh well.
the swarm goes to it, and yeah, they're just. Is a stalemate so far, but he's got him on the ropes. He's got him on the ropes.
He's determined.
In fact, it is his turn, and you see they have like 2 hit points left. He finally skewers.
Oh,
And he gets them. See, I got them. Oh, you're.
Yeah!
That one is much bigger. He hasn't even noticed that you have this other one on you yet, and he's shocked and everything. That one is much bigger.
Yeah, they
Oh,
tend to
great
get
work.
bigger the longer you've been in this business. I don't know why that is.
It was really impressive.
It was not.
Why are you so rude? You see Dani, coming from invisibility, Elise emerges, and she has a cooking knife she picked up off the table, and she's going to attack at advantage against you. No, against the fungus.
Oh. Betrayal.
Really funny. Just stabs the shit out of you. That's not a D20, it's a D10. You have a hard time hitting with a D10. Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Woo.
Takes 8 piercing damage. And yeah, you see the butcher knife come through the chest, and it just keeps going. And that ends her turn. Kyana, what would you like to do?
There's one of these gross little guys, under. Well, if I go down to attack it, then that loses the entire advantage of me keeping this guy out of harm's way. So what I think I'm gonna do instead is move.
You do have a 10-foot reach, and he doesn't.
That's a fair point. And the thing that can climb isn't climbing anymore. But I don't know the range on its gross, weird attack thingy. I guess
That's
I can
true, you
sidle
don't.
down. On the other hand, if it's a dex save and then a single attack to squish whatever it throws at me, I guess that. Actually, I guess I don't know what it. You know what? Whatever. I'm gonna move down so I can punch it. I haven't punched enough stuff this fight. It feels weird.
Okay, I think you got
so
a
we're gonna-
bonus action dash to get
Do
that.
I'm 40 feet up. Oh, you're right.
Yep.
Well, that's okay. It'll just be a normal
It has
attack
been interesting
action.
to see Kyana have to do something different, though. I like this.
Well, every time I just go full offensive, I usually go down in the second round, and I'm starting to think maybe that's not what I'm statted for. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna use my movement
Monks
and
are
then
weird,
a little bonus action dash to get 30 feet down from my 40-foot perch, so I'm 10 feet up, so I can punch down, which you're not supposed to do, but that's okay. So
Yeah. Comedy is
Yeah,
always
yeah.
punching up.
well, when they're zombies, it's okay. Okay.
It is okay when there's zombies.
So,
It's
just,
okay
you know,
to punch down
my
every
regular
once in a while.
attack action then. First attack. Arms the astral self. We don't need to talk about the natural one.
What'd
I
you
just rolled,
roll?
but it was a natural 1, but my second attack will be much better. Yeah, there we go. 21.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. 1d6 plus 4 force damage. All right, 7 force damage. Maybe these things are real squishy.
Still up.
All right, well, I'm still perched up on the wall with the guy.
It is the fungus spawn's turn since the other fungus is gone. Actually, let me just double check, make sure that they don't go away when this thing dies.
And
I
they
don't think they
disintegrated
do.
because we beat the big guy.
Yeah, it's the mothership effect.
Anyone
Yeah.
seen
The corpses inside can be pulled free.
They should have, yes.
By the way, for people listening, the D&D Beyond encounter creator is always glitchy. It's constantly putting text from other monsters into the text of different monsters. So the tentacle attack instead has the information about the dex save for the spawn thing. Very,
Hilarious.
very frustrating to have to deal with. Anyway, Yeah, so they're still up. So this guy, yep. So Kyana can get you to make a dex save
Yeah.
since you were within range.
Uh-huh. And who put me there, I wonder. All right.
You put
Dex
you there. I
save.
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. 11?
That is just high enough to save.
Nice. Good. I rolled a 5, but it's a dex save, and I'm good at those.
Cool. 2 attacks on Dani with claws.
Yeah.
That's a natural 15 and a natural 19.
I will use my reaction to cast shield, which at least negates the first one because 12 plus 5.
Hold on, sorry. It's a 21 to hit. Sorry, it's a natural 15.
Oh. I will not use my reaction to cast shield because it will do nothing. I will tank those hits.
How you doing HP wise, by the way?
I have 26 hit points before this turn happens,
Oh,
so I'm
God.
not doing terrible. That's like 2/3 of my hit points.
6 slashing.
Alrighty.
7 necrotic.
Alright. I'm still up.
That's perfectly average.
This might hurt.
5 slashing. Here we go, 2d6. I'm gonna roll it for the group to see how many hit points do you
I
have
have
left?
8 hit points.
Cool,
Roll
2d6. Let's
average.
see what I roll.
God damn it!
Just slightly
8
above average.
yes. And then we're gonna roll. You see, the claw goes in, and Dani it like pushes Dani down. And then we're gonna roll and see odds. It's gonna do its worm at Elise. Evens, it's gonna do its worm at Dani. You see it shoots the little fungus thing, which you fail dex saves. And the thing lands on you and begins to kind of crawl.
I hate everything about this.
I told you this fight was gross.
Dani, can I get you to?
Roll a death save.
Dani's having a rough couple combats. Dani, can I get you at the top of your turn to make a death saving throw, please?
Oof.
Natural 20.
Oh, you come up with 1 hit point.
Phew.
Hey,
you can take an
Danny.
action.
Dani, you feel at the top of your turn this thing, but pushes you down, and you feel like the claw and the rot like getting into you. But second fight in a row, you're not going down. You're not going down. I use the fire.
I refuse to look like a bitch in front of Damien.
The creature. What would you like to do, Dani?
That was the end of my turn, right?
No, the start of your
Death
turn,
save?
you go up with 1 hit point. Death saves are at the start of your turn.
Incredible.
You have this thing. You have this horrible zombie in melee with you, and you have the fungus crawling on you.
Yeah.
The, like slime thing.
Probably get rid of the fungus thingy.
Yeah, I want to get rid of that fungus thingy.
It just takes an action if you want to just pick it off, or you can try to use something to damage and kill it. Or you could risk it. It's just one little fungus.
I was
What
in that
good
other
harm could it
campaign.
possibly
I know
do?
that this bitch ain't no. No. I will. How much does it weigh? The worm thing.
The worm? I don't know, an ounce?
Would you consider it being
Like a
worn
couple
or
of
carried?
nickels? It's being carried by you.
All right, never mind then.
Are you gonna catapult
I thought
it?
about maybe
Oh, okay.
flicking it off and
You-
using it as a catapult ammo.
Catapult's pretty funny, honestly.
But I would
I
just
feel like in the spirit of the rule, it doesn't work that way.
no, it definitely doesn't.
Although it is creative, I like it.
I will.
It
I'm
is,
gonna
yeah.
jump off the table and scooch, still staying in range, so I'm kind of near Elise, and I'm going. Dani will reach out and first pick off the little worm thing,
Yes.
take it off.
Okay, action.
Yeah, action, goodbye, squish, squish. All right, so the Force
Yeah.
Ballista is still up, and I will use it to fire at the guy directly in front of me. It's a disadvantage because it's ranged attacked, but it's the Force Ballista.
Wait, does that cancel? Because you and Elise are flanking it?
No, that's
I
not
don't
for
think
that's not
you're
for
considered
range. It's only for
flanking.
melee.
Yeah,
Boo.
it's still a 16 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
All right, and it's gonna get pushed 5 feet back. It's 15 points of force damage, and it is pushed 5 feet away.
Point blank, pushing this thing back. It is fucked up. Finn, what would you like to do? It's your turn.
I'm gonna use my movement to move away to get out of this.
Okay, yeah.
Dani with her 1 hit point is like
Smart, very clever using the forced movement
Yeah.
from the force ballista to give yourself some space.
Yeah.
As you,
a little bit. Just get out of the way.
as you run back across the dance hall towards the statue. Finbar, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna yell towards the hallway. Virla, get your ass back in here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move towards Elise and this last. Technically the other one's still up.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah, okay, you got it?
Well, let's not get crazy here. I'm working on it.
Okay. And I haven't done this in a while, I will Thorn Whip the zombie on
Roll to hit.
Elise. Here we go. This is natural 16 plus 8.
Dope.
I think
That
I
hits.
did it.
2d6 with 7 piercing. Needed
Finish
to make a. Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
so this vine shoots out from the inside of my sleeve, wraps around this creature, pulls it back, slams it on the ground.
Finbar.
Yeah, you
two
see the
down.
whole thing just kind of like explodes in a big puff of like spores and.
Oh, this is so unsanitary.
No one
And
eats anything
I
else.
will turn to Dani. I'm like, "You doing all right? You almost went down there."
I've been better.
You see, at least
I'm like,
goes.
okay,
You
whoa.
gonna ask how I'm doing? I'm fine.
You look great, fantastic.
Well, that was never.
And
Right.
I will roll my eyes, and I will do as a bonus action healing word on
Oh,
Dani.
thank you.
Good.
Oh.
Yeah, good move taking that worm away too.
I'm just imagining a little force ballista with like
20 hit points.
stupid wings.
That's a third level.
There is
healing
a
word.
variant, so I never use it because why would I? But there is a protection variant of the Eldritch Cannon. It's literally
I know.
called
There's one that
Protector.
gives you temp HP.
Yeah, and it gives temp
it's
HP
like a
within
shield
a certain
generator.
range. It's basically just like a shield generation thing, and I've never once used it, but it's there.
Teddy will never use
Not
it.
Dani's style.
no.
No,
What
no.
I'm imagining is like the little, when you do like a little Cupid on like the corner of like a Valentine's
Yeah,
card,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's the force ballista with the wings attached.
So much good Force Ballista art this episode.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Need this fan out of my desk by 8. All right.
Fearlo, what would you like to do?
Yeah, so he'll spend his movement making. Well, with a defeated sigh, he'll turn around and he'll make his way back to the main gala room.
Terminator will have his day. Don't worry.
But
You'll hunt him down.
looking through Bing, you'll see that last corpse flower.
SWAT.
Yeah.
SWAT.
Do a mind whip on it.
A whip.
Mind whip.
Mind whip.
Cool.
Mind whip.
That's a int save?
Yeah.
Intelligence -3, 11.
Yay.
Nice.
Fails.
Not good enough.
So
Good.
3d6 psychic,
Ooh.
no reactions, can only choose a movement and action or a bonus. And it takes all of 6 points of psychic damage.
Ooh.
Better than nothing.
Oof. That's rough.
Schwanky.
It's Elise's turn. Yeah, she sees you up there. She's gonna step over to Finbar. She looks up at you, Kyana, and she's gonna say, "See, this is why I got out of the adventuring business." And she's gonna cast her last. Oh wait, no.
Inspiration.
No, she's got a. Can you put an undead to sleep? I think you can. Yeah, she's just gonna use. I'm gonna. Let me double check, real quick.
I thought undead could. Well,
If
I'm
you
not
give
gonna.
an undead
They're
a
immune
sleep
to
spell-
they're immune to exhaustion, but that's not the same thing as being
Yeah.
immune to being put to sleep. If they're
Yeah.
immune to charm, they can't be magically put to sleep. But that's not what they're not immune to charm. So
I know
we're gonna
they are.
roll. We're gonna roll 5d8. She has to roll really good, I think, for it to work.
That does not bode well for how many hit points this thing has left.
Is it based on max HP or like?
It's how much it has left.
Oh.
Remaining hit points.
Oh, that's discouraging.
Dun, dun, dun. We got it, guys.
Really good at low levels.
Yeah.
Like sleep
oh,
is.
so good if you're like levels 1 to 3.
Right.
Killer.
Let's see. She rolled 26 HP. That's a little higher than it
Not
has.
bad.
Yeah, she rolled really good. She did roll really good. She just needed to roll really, really good.
So close.
Yeah. You see magical stuff like she brings out like a cinnamon from her pouch, and as she blows it, you see it kind of swirls and settles on this thing, and its like eyes kind of droop, but it keeps itself up. And we're gonna go to Kyana.
Come on,
Okay.
Kyana.
We're wailing on it. Do I have any sort of advantage on this on account of its weakened state or whatever?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, cool. First attack. Regular roll. I swear to God. All right. Well, it wasn't a
We do know it has more than 26 hit points.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a critical fail, but it was a 9 total. Because I rolled a 2.
AC of 10.
All right, fine. Second attack. What was that? Oh, much better. 21.
Okay.
1d6 plus 4 force damage. 5 force damage. I swear to God. This. Okay. Flurry of blows.
Finish
Drop a
it.
Okay.
for that.
2 hits, 2 punches, do it.
Oh, I could try a stunning strike. Guess that wasn't really gonna. Whatever. Okay. 15 to hit, but you said AC of
That'll
10.
hit.
So, yep. Okay. 6 plus 4. All right. 6 force damage this
Okay.
time. We're moving up in the world.
Are you gonna just do a stunner now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, why not?
Cool.
I've got enough key points. I haven't been spending them on anything. So
what
they
is
need
your?
to-
Oh, it does have a good con. It rolled a 16.
Oh no!
I
just
think that
saves.
might actually be my DC. So
That
I
is
guess
your
that means
DC.
it saves? Okay.
That does save.
Well, that's okay. I have one more attack. It might work this time. Okay, I rolled a 3 with +7. That makes it 10. That means I hit,
That does
right?
hit.
Yes, Kyana.
God, missing this thing is so embarrassing. Okay.
You are
D6 plus
carrying somebody in your hands.
Yeah, I'm doing my
Carrying a
best.
tall elf
All right.
guy.
6 force damage and another key point for another attempt at a stunning strike.
Sure. All right. 6, and then one more d20 roll. That's a 7. This thing is stunned.
Yeah. Okay. That never
So-
works.
This thing is very low on HP, and Dani's gonna kill it. So, Kyana, how do you dramatically? How are you setting up this final blow?
This is such a weird looking fight. I'm like up the wall with a guy in my arms, wailing on it with my astral arms, and I think for this one, it's not an uppercut because I'm at completely the wrong angle, but it's the kind of like down punch that like you get a little slow-mo shot afterwards while the thing's like feet like lift off the ground, like the rocks around it kind of lift into the air.
Kyana wins. Flawless victory.
like it bounces a little bit, and then it does the in like Mortal Kombat when you stun the guy and they're like blah blah blah. Yeah, so it's doing the head wobble thing.
Fantastic. Yeah, big mushroom head wobble.
Finish it!
The second I see,
it is
the second I
stunned,
see the
Dani.
stun,
Finish it off.
I'm gonna like pull Elise back. Like you might want to just move out of the way for this one.
Oh God, what are they gonna do? Oh, it's gonna be messy, isn't it?
It might be.
It's not our fault. It's a gross fungus thing.
It's okay. It's what the invisible servants are for. Go ahead, Dani. What would you like to do to kill this thing?
Are there any loose pieces of metal or objects on this statue, or something I could wrench off to use as a projectile?
No!
I want this to
We're
work.
not here to
so
keep hiring us.
On the statue? No, but there's a bunch of stuff all over the room.
Okay. Anything? Let's see.
What would you? Yeah, well, like there's silverware and cutlery.
I'm gonna
and
run back
dishware.
to the table that I was previously standing on and just grab the first plate or tray I see, and I'm gonna yuck it.
Yep, you pick up the dish that had the flump stuff in it, and just. So it's a dex save, right?
Yeah, DC 15 dex save for catapult.
It automatically fails because it's stunned.
Yes.
And so it's gonna take. I'm casting it at the first level, but because it's an artificer spell and I'm casting it through my focus, it's 4d8.
Okay.
Rolled pretty good. So that is 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
Finish it.
Just pick up the plate and hand over hand, I pick it up in the fluctuator hand, and it just glows the same RNG energy that a lot of Dani's artificer spells produce, and I just frisbee golf this this plate towards the guy.
You see it goes right through the thing, just bisects it in half, and the top half slides down and hits the ground and does the decomposition thing.
Wow.
Is there anything else that needs to be hit before my bonus action is used up?
Whew.
Good job. The fighting dies down.
Hey.
All
That's how
right.
you throw a party.
I'm gonna hop
Throw.
down with the guy for flavor. If I need to, I'll use slow fall so I don't take damage.
Very
from the
cool.
Drop.
Nice.
Let him down because I've been lugging him around for 30 whole seconds.
Every
You're
time
very
you
light on your
Will
feet.
re-enter the ballroom.
Oh, thank you so
slow fall,
much.
I
It's
just see that
what I'm good
part
for.
of the is it Goblet of Fire where they like port key and then they like hover through the air?
Oh yeah,
Just
they do
like
the foot thing.
cycling their legs.
No, for me, it's all about the final ninja wall slide, you know?
Nice, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a...
Nice.
I think we... what... Fungus? What's happening?
Among
Yeah.
Us?
No.
I don't think we got filled in on what exactly is going on. Oh no, the information I didn't say! The water genasi guy, and he talked with the monk lady, but I don't know if they're on the
What
same
now?
side. There was like,
Huh?
that's where the giant mushroom thing came from, the water genasi guy. He like whispered to one of the canapes and it turned all big.
Is that where Virla went? Is that
I had
what?
attempted to catch him, but I failed.
Oh,
He had attacked me and mentioned something about
The brood.
Docent. What did he say? For the breed,
Yes, return to the brood.
return to the brood.
It's that same weird fungusy, rotty stuff again.
Ziggurat.
The Lady of Rot.
And there was yeah, he had a name that I'm sure somebody remembers. And there was that lady. They talked. I don't know what they said, but she was like the last person he talked to before he went to try and kill the guildmaster,
Wait,
who's
what
right here, by the
lady?
way.
Hi.
Yes.
She was the other monk lady.
Finbar, Elise. Hello.
Who's this guy?
He's the guildmaster. He's the boss of the Searing Tongue, I think.
yeah.
He's who they were trying to kill. That was the important part.
Karen Duntrasi.
Yeah.
Karen Trust.
Karen Duntrasi. I bow a little bit. It's like,
Oh, you flatter
nice
me.
meeting
That's
you
very
again.
kind. Yes, it's been a while.
This is the crew, by the way.
I don't know what that means.
Is he like okay? I like lean over to Kyana.
He's been like this whole fight. I'm sure he's fine.
I hope you enjoyed the party. This was a bit of a mess towards the end.
Fun. I've not been attacked at a party before. It was very exciting to experience something like that, honestly. And to be carried by your fine friend here.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah. All things considered, could have gone a lot worse.
But I think you should be headed home, preferably someplace a little safer than this.
Maybe if you came with a +1, they should walk you home. Perhaps.
We should probably walk him home just to be sure.
Though you,
I don't really know how-
you
Happy to
flatter,
accompany
but rest assured, I can take care of myself. Straightens up, turns and says, by the way, at least Finbar, I'd never had red drake eggs before, the cloud eggs you prepared. Wonderful. They were a favorite dish of mine tonight. Hats off to the chefs.
Thank you. No problem.
Woo! Approval from the boss.
He
failure.
straightens themselves and then just waltzes out. Yeah, it's pretty.
I turned to Elise. I'm like, see, that wasn't so bad. You know, the big boss himself gave us a
The room
compliment.
is covered in like fungal debris.
Do you... I'm sorry. Where's that revenant? I need a drink.
Did she leave? Yeah, did she
starts
leave, or is
rubbing
she
her
like
temples.
gotta make those bills?
She's
somehow.
been making drinks this entire time.
She's
stop.
clean. She's on the other side of the room, just still cleaning a glass.
She's been
hell
sampling
yeah.
the finer vintages. Wow.
Oh man, Davian, you're so bad at this.
Hey!
What are you talking
Hey.
about? I helped. They're all
Yeah,
dead. Look at
he
them.
did.
It took you so
Yeah.
long.
One's like crawling away, like inchworming away, and he steps on it.
I'm gonna like subtly stamp on it if he doesn't notice.
Yeah, he gets it.
You got it. Yeah, see?
Man.
We all started somewhere, you know? Just
As
fighting,
far as
you know?
first outings go, you did rather successfully.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you're getting the wrong idea. I caught that he turns to the big shark, two-headed shark thing that's like all like off
Like
the
that.
table, rolled on the floor, totally messed up. Now he's like, I took that out all by myself. I don't know. This is just the first time I've been in a party that was a fight. You know, I'm not
Yeah.
new to the adventuring lifestyle.
Could have fooled me.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
why are you like
we really
this?
appreciated your help. She's like this with everyone. Don't take it personally.
It's a little personal.
Someone is
like
going
that
to
with
eventually.
Many people already have.
I'll live.
Oh no.
Finbar walks up to him and is like, "Hey, how's it going? Howdy, I'm Finbar.
Davion,
I see you met the rest of the crew."
Unfortunately, yes. You're.
Hey.
No, I'm sorry. Kyana is quite kind, as well as your captain is very respectful.
Thanks so much.
It is this
Virulent
fire
looks
rat that
behind
is
him.
an ass.
Pay her no mind as long as you had a good time
Yeah, everyone
tonight. That's all
pays
that matters.
Dani no mind until suddenly it's a fight, and then it's, oh, Dani will take care of it. What?
That is not really how the dialogue tends to go.
Finbar kind of just stares at her, then he sort of shouts to the back, let's get the girl a drink. She did a good job.
Thanks, Finbar. But I have also already had several drinks because I disregarded your previous instructions for the evening.
Okay, never mind. 86 that drink. No.
Yeah, Shirley Temple.
Oh, water.
Elise comes back over and she's double fisting again. You see she kicks, there's a mushroom head that's on the ground by her. She kicks it away. Looks up to you guys, says, "Okay, so you all seemed very eager to get on with that. What's the plan now? What looks back and forth between you guys. I have to assume that your quickness to action meant you knew something of what's going on. So, you gonna enlighten me, or?
I mean, honestly, I was just following Kyana and everyone who pays attention's lead, so I don't know.
Nobody else noticed anything? Oh.
Having a riveting
I'm
conversation.
too busy trying to find Dani.
Yeah, that's completely reasonable, actually. I don't know, I just thought something was weird, and there were just a couple things that didn't really add up, but then it all went crazy way before I expected. That Genasi guy, he was like really going to town on the canapes early in the party, which is completely reasonable for a party. It didn't have to mean anything, but then it did. I don't know, it's been a really weird night. And I still don't know where that monk lady went, or if she's a bad guy or
What
not.
monk lady?
There was the lady, she was like a monk, you know the one, one of the ladies that Hira introduced.
Oh.
He
The one
talked
who
to her.
heads the great gymnasium.
Is that? Oh no, does she run that place? I was planning on going there.
Am I remembering that right, Austin?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, actually, it might still be a good idea for me to go there. But she was the last person he talked to before he pulled out the canapé and turned it into the giant monster. And that might mean something, or it might not. I was a little distracted. Oh no.
Who hired
now
the
this
singing
is-
mushrooms?
Were they hired?
I assume they're talent, are they
Elise
not?
chokes a little bit and she goes,
Were they dishes?
They were they weren't guests, they were food.
Yeah,
They
I
were
mean,
food.
They didn't
Okay,
need
the
to
guy
be
I saw
prepared.
eating them
It's like sushi.
wasn't being gauche. Okay.
You prepared food to sing and then be
We
eaten?
don't ask them to sing, they just do it.
Okay.
They're from the
Planescape is a weird
kinda-
they're
place.
from the Feywild. I don't know if that clears it up.
I've never been, can't tell you.
Okay. That was the other thing. I stopped singing when the guy got near him, and I didn't know if that meant anything. And then it turned out it super did. So, good job.
Oh, at least one of us is paying attention.
Oh, I wasn't really good at the party stuff.
This is 2 instances now of fungal iconography surrounding itself around members of the Searing Tongue.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought it'd be, I hope it would be a one-time thing, but looks like this might be a whole thing.
Well, they were
Do not
trying to
worry,
kill
Finbar.
the guildmaster.
The likeliness of this happening a third time is very low. We should be in the clear now.
I'm not too good at math, but I don't think
That's
that's how
true.
that goes.
In my
were
experience,
also-
the narrative rule of threes will overpower us, and it's likely that this may happen a third time. If it happens a fourth, then we're breaking the mold, but definitely a third to keep with the tradition of oral storytelling.
Okay,
Has
you
anyone
were
ever
telling
told
me
you
about-
you're over dramatic?
I think we should talk to Hira.
That's probably a
I
good
think
Hira
idea.
they
okay?
probably.
Yeah.
I know that they didn't really keep track of the guest list super good, but they could probably tell us about the Genasi guy. Like,
What's his assistant's name again?
Everin.
Oh.
EVN.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, everyone probably
Oh, we're
knows the
buddies.
actual
I can talk to
guest
that
list.
guy. You guys want to talk?
Evan probably has a guest list. Elise, if you can get that for us, that'd be fantastic. We could start narrowing down suspects.
Well, I think we know their names, so
We know one of
that
them.
part. The milk
One.
lady's a known quantity. I just don't remember her name. That's on me. There were a lot of people
Do we
at this
have
party.
who's the other guy?
Woodard Genasi.
Yeah, I know.
We have a name for that.
I will once I re-listen to this episode.
Elise says,
It hadn't-
I can get you a copy of the people who were supposed to be here tonight. At least who was on it. I mean, you know, you guys wouldn't be on it. But
Thanks.
yeah. Yeah, see what I can do. She turns around at the meal that's being swept up by the invisible servants. She looks over to Finbar. She says, really gonna get mixed up in all this?
I don't really have a choice.
Now, thinking you don't have a choice is what makes you you, Fen.
Whew.
Okay. Well, I've got things to talk to. I should talk to Everin. I gotta
Just
get a
took
guest
psychic damage
list.
from that. Yeah.
I know where to find you guys. So she gives you each a nod. Says, "I'll see you. See you on the ship soon, I guess. And
Yeah.
go get some sleep. You guys deserve it."
We should apologize
Alright.
to Kira for busting up his.
Nope.
Yeah.
Later.
Well, we
Busting
didn't
up their
bust it
nice
up.
party.
I feel like we should
Well, that,
be very clear
we
about
didn't do
that.
any
I
of this,
definitely
we-
broke a few plates on that table.
Yeah, but we also
think I got
saved
footprints up their wall.
everyone from the crazy fungi monster. Let's focus on that part of
this
it
is
when we're reporting back in.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna wait for Elise to leave, and then I'm gonna
She does.
say, so what is the nature of your romantic history with Elise?
Session continue. We need to hear this out.
I'll just say it didn't quite end the way we both wanted it to. So
Kyana, insight check. Insight check. This is the exact one.
14.
you can tell that their relationship was complicated, and there may or may not be some leftover feelings.
Oh, this is wild. I've never
Aw.
experienced this before.
Not all the crushes in the monastery, I guess.
Well, if there were, I didn't know about them.
Fair enough.
Oh, you know Ione sent
Yeah.
for Kyana.
Preach.
You guys all, yeah, you guys, if you want to talk to Hira, you can explain. I mean, Hira's good-natured at the worst of times, so, you know, they're pretty forgiving about the whole thing. Like, they're not mad at you, obviously.
Right.
They're mostly taken aback, and they thank you profusely for helping out. Double down on how wise it was that they invited you, and how lucky it was that they invited you to the party in the first place.
Yeah.
Otherwise, things could have gotten really badly.
Don't show them the guest list.
And with that, yeah, I think, everyone is pulling his cloudy white hair out, and you guys.
This was such a
return
successful
to-
adventure. We made
Return to the ship.
so many new friends today. I think me and that Devrin guy really hit it off.
Davion.
Right, whatever.
He does seem
Well,
pretty cool.
I mean, it's good to know we got another spelljammer.
I know.
Yeah, I'm glad my
that's a
suspicions about
friend.
him were completely misplaced, and it turns out the problem was a completely different thing.
Why don't you cook like this at home, Finbar?
Going straight
We
for the
don't-
nerves today.
We don't got that kind of money to be pulling those sorts of exotic ingredients, okay? Like, I can cook like that, but, like, unless y'all are willing to shell out the money for that stuff, you ain't seen
not
none of that
coming out of the
on the
shop.
No, I
dinner
don't
table
mind.
anytime
Budget.
soon.
Not to
Fair
be
enough.
rude, but I don't think I'm eating anything with mushrooms in it for a while. It's just too suspicious.
Fantastic.
Fair enough.
And that flump stuff was kind of
And
weird
I-
too.
Yeah, no, don't eat flumps.
Okay.
I mean, don't do that.
All right.
You prepared the dish.
No, that one was Elise. She knows damn well that I won't touch a flump.
I like to think there's like
Oh
a
my
Dr.
God.
Looks like the two
Seussian
of
type
you need to
book
work
in
on
the
your
Feywild.
communication skills.
All right.
Don't
Yeah.
Wow.
flump.
And unless anyone else has anything that they want to say, I think that's going to end our session. The party at the Palace of the Grand Connoisseur.
Dang.
Oh, I hate these funky mushroom dudes. All right.
Good work, team.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Good game, guys.
That was
Good
fun.
game.
Yeah.
Whew.
That was fun to see you guys have multiple problems that you had to juggle in a fight. I like
And we
that.
barely even
Yeah.
died that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
The
guys
person
got
that went
better.
down, the person that went down came back up on that 20.
Oh,
so.
thank
Yeah.
God.
Oops.
That was
All in
very
all.
awesome.
Yeah.
With all those civilians, there just really wasn't much room.
But
Oh, okay. Got him.
Glad that Hero is such a fun guy, though.
amazing.
I'm done.
All right, let's get out of here.
No
All
spoilers.
right. Good
everybody.
night, guys. Thank you for listening. Hope you had
Yeah.
fun. We'll see you next
Next
time.
week
Catch you
on
next
Goodbye.
Rolling
baby.
with Difficulty.
Rolling with
Rolling with difficulty.
Rolling with Difficulty.
difficult.
Hi, I'm Sophia, aka Dani, and thank you for listening to this week's episode of Rolling with Difficulty. If you have any questions for the show, feel free to tweet at us, hit us up on Instagram, or email the program directly at rollwithdifficulty@gmail.com. Rolling with Difficulty is now available on YouTube. Check out our video offerings for battle maps alongside the regular uploads, and if you enjoyed the show, please rate us and leave a review on your preferred podcast platform, or comment on YouTube. And we'll catch you next week for another adventure.